What's up, everyone? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. Thank you guys for showing up. I see 44 of you are in the chat or watching, so go ahead and hit that like button right now. I got 36, which is great, by the way. Thank you for everyone who hit the like. But yes, welcome, you guys. We got a lot to talk about today. I see that I have my mods in, Miss Tina and Cookie from the Shy. They have like a blue or purple highlight. They also have a wrench behind their name. Oh, now I got 103 of you guys watching within a couple of seconds. So go ahead and hit that like, please. And thank you. I appreciate it. Welcome everyone to the chat. Y'all know what to do. Go ahead and put your city and state in the chat so I can go ahead and put those, put that on my screen. We can talk about it. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Of course, I see Cookie from the Shy. I know she is from Chi-Town, Chicago. I told you guys that's one of my favorite cities. Go ahead. Let me know that you guys can hear me. Okay, here we go. Bear, Delaware. What is up? What's up, St. Louis? That's Miss Irene Bay. I see North Carolina in the house. Columbia, South Carolina. Tallulah. What is up? Louisiana. Hey, hey, hey. Also, North Carolina. Detroit is in the house. What's up, Detroit? Oh, it moves too fast for me sometimes. Here we go. Detroit right there. Michigan, Texas, North Carolina again. Charlotte. What's up? What's up? Orange, New Jersey. What's up? I don't think I've ever heard of this. Alsip, Illinois, Tampa, Florida, Arkansas. You guys keep me on my toes. New York City, Columbus, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, Southfield, Michigan, Ohio. That's my birth state. What is up, you guys? Okay, welcome, y'all. We're about to get started. Listen, y'all saw the thumbnail. You see it, right? Some things have gone down. Hey, everybody. Welcome into the chat. Thank you, guys. I got 155 of you watching right now. And let's see, 162 of you are in the chat. So I was saying a little bit ago that anybody that you see with a blue wrench behind their name, they are here to make sure that we have a really good chat. Hold on one second, because my screen looks a little blurry. I want to make sure that I'm coming in clear. Maybe it's just my other screen. They're here to make sure that you guys have a good time in the chat. So we want to make sure that we're as respectful as we can be. We want to have a good time, right? Laugh, joke. You don't have to call anybody out their name. If you disagree, just disagree, okay? No racial slurs, no homophobic slurs, nothing like that, okay? We just want to be chill and talk. I'm going to invite you guys up in a little bit because we're going to talk about Monique Samuels. It looks like she has pulled the plug, baby, and her and Chris are due in court tomorrow, which is my birthday. But yes, we're going to talk a little bit about them. We're going to talk about Kelvin Hunter. That is Wendy Williams' ex-husband. Y'all, he's in dire straits. It looks like him and his mistress, who he had a baby by, you know, he left that relationship talking about health is wealth and making it seem like he did everything he could to make sure that Wendy was okay. In the meantime, looks like he might have been doing some crazy stuff behind the scenes, but whew, his karma showed up. Is that karma? It may be karma. I don't know. I hate calling stuff karma, but whatever it is showing up in his life in real time and in a bad way. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about Melody, her friend, Dr. Is it Shanita? I hope I'm saying that right. Dr. Shanita had dropped some deets. Apparently, she went to the name change ceremony, and she has some things to say. And I wanted to talk to you guys about that too. And then who else do I have on the list? I think Stevie J. We're going to talk a little bit about him and Faith Evans, one of my favorite singers. She has a beautiful voice. But we're going to talk all about that in just a second. Let me make sure I have my I have to lean into the camera. I don't want to scare y'all when I lean in. I want to make sure that I have my invite for you guys to come up on the panel and chit chat with me for a little bit, spend a little time with me today. But yeah, you guys, it has been a wild one. So let's chit chat a little bit about Monique Samuels first. Y'all already know her and Chris are calling it quits. I've been showing you guys some pictures of Chris over the last couple of weeks, maybe the last month and a half. And I told y'all he had slimmed down, like he was getting I'm single and out to mingle, fine. He was going to concerts and stuff by himself. He went to the SWV and I believe it was SWV. No, maybe it wasn't. I remember it was Escape, and then I remember there was a whole bunch of other men on the ticket as well. So he was going to that concert and just a whole bunch of things like wine events, hat events, um, fashion shows, and he was going by himself. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I also noticed that Monique hasn't been wearing her ring since she came back from her huge trip. I think she went to Egypt, like right around Christmas. I think they all went together as a family to one place, and then she ended up going solo somewhere else. And then when she came back, no ring. And y'all know that ring was huge, okay? That ring was huge. So when I saw it, I was like, ooh, that's missing, and that's not good. But I was hesitant to say anything because I really didn't want to wish anything bad on them. I was just hoping that they were, trying to work it out. But it looks like she worked it right on out to the courthouse, okay? And nothing against that. Sometimes people just, sometimes things happen in life and you're not on the same page, unfortunately. People change, and it looks like they just are in really different places right now. Um, and I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about it. I know that a lot of people, she has fans that support her. She also has people that don't like her too much. I happen to be one of the people that like Monique. I did like her. Um, I do like her, I should say, not even did like her. I do like her. And I was actually sad to hear that they were having problems. I really wanted them to work it out. Okay, got that up. Now, let me show y'all some pictures. Let me see. Playing around with my screen. Okay, I'm back. Today I am wearing a Lisa Left Eye Lopez tee from the concert, just so y'all can see that, just in case you can't see it. Lisa Left Eye Lopez is my chickie for today. I like to wear different t-shirts with my faves on them. Okay, so let's put up my pics. I was telling you guys back in October 2022. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember People magazine came out. They spilled the beans that they were living separate and that they were on their way to divorce. And then Monique came out and said, no, still got this ring on my finger. Her and Chris did a little video together where they were kind of laughing at the news. And then they sat side by side and they let people know in a live they were doing that we are, living apart, but we are working on a relationship and all that good stuff. And, again, clearly whatever they were working on, they've come to this. On Sunday, right? On Sunday, Chris did a video where he said, he was taking his kids and his niece to church, which was real cute. And then he showed them at dinner. All of the kids are vegan, by the way. So they went to lunch or dinner and they were eating. And he said, I'm really enjoying you guys. And I'm not going to lie, I had a flashback from when I was a kid. And like our dad used to pick us up, me and my sister. And when he would say, I'm enjoying you guys, like, I always used to feel just a little bad, like, oh, he doesn't get to see us, so he's saying he enjoyed. And I remember him saying that, even though I don't believe that Monique is taking access from him in regards to the kids. It just was like a memory that struck up for me. And I remember thinking when I heard it, oh, this isn't this. He's saying I enjoy you guys. Like, I am missing this family relationship, and it is what it is. He also made a post a couple of weeks back, maybe a week or two actually, where he said, I've done all I can do. And now it's time for me to make myself happy. And even then I was like, ooh, he's letting some stuff out that we haven't heard from Chris. Chris is quiet. He is quiet. Okay. Thank you, everyone in the chat. You guys are so nice to me. I should be on here all day, every day, the way you guys talk. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Okay. You guys, you are just really sweet with the compliments. Okay. But she did all of that, and now it looks like they are headed. And again, People magazine broke the news that the paperwork has been filed and that they will both be in court tomorrow. So y'all remember, and I just put out a video, like a little snippet of a video yesterday where it was Monique's first season on Potomac, and Giselle was trying to come at her, and she was like, what, you ain't got a home? Because she said she was looking for a home in Potomac. She went, you ain't got a home? And she like looked at her like, how dare you? But she said, I have 4 homes. Okay. And Giselle had to do what Giselle does best. I'll just say that Giselle had to eat them words for a second. But yes, yes. So Chris probably, listen, I don't know. They haven't said what happened. We saw them when they were on DC. And from what it sounded like, um, this is my opinion, by the way. This isn't anything that they have shared publicly. And even their friends, people that know them well, have really kept their business to themselves. Like they haven't shared any of their business. Okay. We're talking about it now. But what it sounded like is, Chris was a football player. He was very used to a certain way of things happening. And it looked like Monique wanted to come from up under the housewife thing. Because remember, even when they were on Potomac, Chris was like, I want another baby. I want this. I want that. This is how I want, he wanted what he wanted. And Monique was like, I want to be, I want to go out, I want to work, I want to do something, make my life have purpose, basically. Now we know that she was on, I'm reading this. Somebody said that was my favorite part, talking about Giselle. She said that she got her back. Anyways, listen, you remember his mother did not like her that well. Then we had a season where she came back and she apologized to Monique. I was happy that that happened because I hate when, you have stuff like that go down. But yeah, the mom was dogging Monique though. When she first came on, the mom, everybody was giggling. Everybody was giggling, including the brother and the whoever the other relatives were. They was like, none of us can stand her, if you ask me. And she's too spoiled. She's too this. They was going in on Monique. And Chris sat there eating his food, didn't say a word, never looked up. He was just like, yeah, you're gonna give me another baby, and that's it. Monique did give him another baby though. But she's trying to make her way in this world. And Chris, it looked like when they went to the DC show, Chris said to her, I understand where I went wrong and I'm trying. I am trying. I don't want to lose my family. I don't want to lose my wife. I'm trying to get to a place where I am more of the man that you want. But sometimes things happen and it can get so far out of control that even when a person's trying, the person on the other side can't see it. They don't see it the same. It's just too much damage done. So I wish them both the best, but I know you guys have plenty to say, so I'm going to bring you up in a little bit. Someone said that Monique is more beautiful in person. She's really, really beautiful. We all share the same dermatologist, and she's a sweetie. I'm sorry to hear this. Okay, Dee Dee, I didn't know you've seen, Dee Dee says she's seen her in person. Yes, honey, every time I see her skin, I'm like, oh, I need to become a vegan too. I'm telling you, she has amazing, amazing skin. She's really pretty. Someone said, she said, Nali Inspire said, it appears that Monique has changed and wants things her way. She wants her own life and she turned into a straight beast. Woo, child. Well, I know everybody got an opinion. Let's see. Miss Edith said, it has been said that Chris was engaged to another. What? It has been said that Chris was engaged to another woman and Monique was living what? In her car and worked as his assistant. Oh, you're talking about at the very beginning. Okay. I thought you were talking about something else. Like, what is happening? I wondered what happened to that lady. Monique must have been more his liking. How many years apart are Monique and Chris? Because I thought there's a little bit of distance in their age too. Miss Tina said, too late. It's done already. I saw that on DC episodes. I knew it was just a matter of time. Yeah, they were going through some real stuff on DC. They were really going through some stuff. When they start playing the behind the scenes edits where producers are coming in like, ooh, can y'all film? Or y'all gonna like, can we get y'all to talk? Chris is like, I want to do this, Monique. Can we talk? And she's like, no, I'm done. And he's like, I guess we're done, guys. I was like, yeah, they're done. Okay, so someone's saying that Mo is 39 and Chris is 45. Okay, that if y'all Google that and y'all can let it up. Okay, someone said 6 years older. Okay, and that's what this is saying. Miss Island Duncan is saying the same thing about 6 years. Okay, well, now we know that. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel in just a minute. I'm gonna drop those. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute. The next person I wanted to talk about, Let me get my pictures up, y'all. Next person I want to talk about, let's see, we got 464 of you watching. Let me just make sure that you guys are hitting that like button. 228, which is less than half. Please hit the like button, you guys. Please and thank you. Get me up to 400, okay? I don't mind if you aren't in the chat, but if you're watching, go ahead and hit the like button. It is totally free, totally free. Okay, let's talk about this person real fast. This is Stevie J and Faith Evans, okay? Faith Evans is like an amazing songstress. And Stevie J is the bomb too when it comes to producing. They are really, really cool. Let's see. Sorry, I'm still reading. Someone said that her friend said she was, ooh, yeah, I remember this storyline, and from what I'm understanding, it turned out to be false. And let me tell you something, that ain't her friend. Whoever that person is who tried to out her like that was definitely not her friend. I remember they were going to turn a whole storyline where they were going to say her last or her youngest child wasn't her husband's child. That was that was a lot. That was a lot. That was a low point on that show. But he didn't believe her. I don't think. And I think they were still just going through some things because, like I said, he was very much in the traditional marriage kind of thing, wanting her to stay at home. Like, what more do you need? I got the money. I do this. And she really wanted to get out there and make a name for herself. So he was, because I don't believe that he went on the show because he didn't go on Potomac because that was what he wanted to do. He went on the show because that's what Monique wanted to do. So I think he did try. Okay. He did try. I will say that. But I also, when I was watching DC, I kept thinking, when you're in this place, if you guys have ever been married, sometimes you get to a place where things get really stale and stuck. And it's really hard to hear the other person. You gotta really work at it because all you're gonna do and see is the shit that you was trying to, get away from in the first place. Like, listen, I'm ready to leave this mess. I can't do it anymore. And even when that person's trying, you know, it's a habit that's hard to break. They gotta get themselves to a place where they can do that. And Chris was letting her know, I'm trying to break these habits. I'm trying to do this for you. But for me, Monique, it wasn't fast enough. She just wasn't in a place where she wanted to do that. Okay. Or I shouldn't even say wanted to. She just didn't see the effort the way people may have seen it who were watching the show. I thought it was the baby she lost. No, I don't believe so. It was the baby she had because they literally sat around a table and said, there's no way Chris is going to believe it because the baby looks the spitting image of Chris. So the fact that those women sat around a table and thought about how to break that relationship up was really, really, that was crazy to me. That was crazy to me, but y'all can let me know what y'all think. Okay, so I pulled up Stevie J and Faith Evans. Y'all know that they got married really, really quickly. And y'all know that they both had some habits that put them in rehab. And for a while there, it looked like they were doing some of the old things they used to do. But they had a struggle relationship where Faith Evans, I think maybe more than once. I know definitely once, but it could have happened at least twice. The police had to take her down to the station for domestic violence, okay? Because she was beating Stevie J's ass, okay? And she just got to a place where she was like, I'm done. I'm ready to, call the quits on this. Stevie J also said he was done. And then somewhere around Christmas, I believe, he said that he really wanted to work on the relationship. He wanted her back. We didn't hear a whole lot from Faith Evans at that point, but Stevie J, she called the police on Stevie J, I believe around Mother's Day, and said that he stole her Sprinter van, and she wanted, and they was, told him to bring it back. So they were definitely having a hard time. But now it's being reported that he has signed the papers. He's finished. He was the holdout. Now he signed the papers. So looks like that relationship is done. The next person that I want to hear from you guys on is this one right here. I shouldn't even say relationship. Kelvin Hunter. Kelvin Hunter is a whole mess out in these streets. Y'all remember him and his longtime mistress. I believe her name is Sharita Hudson. She was actually introduced to Kevin by Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne used to work with Wendy Williams as like a sidekick, right? And he ends up introducing this woman to Kevin. And then Kevin, and that was years ago, but Kevin decided to make it permanent. So permanent that he bought a house around the corner from Wendy. Okay. But from what I'm understanding, they used to go on vacations. When Wendy Williams went on vacation with her husband, Kevin Hunter paid for a ticket for his mistress to also be somewhere there, wherever that there happened to have been. And he would just walk down the beach and hang out with her when he was supposed to be hanging out with Wendy. And the Daily Mail had caught on to all of this and started tracking this relationship for like a whole year and some change, where they found out that there's a house around the corner that Sharita lives from Wendy. They had a baby together. He had mail going to the house. It was a whole thing. It's about as disrespectful and low down and dirty dog that you can ever be in life. That is some low down, dirty dog bullshit. And when people talk about karma, what is happening to him right now says just that. Like the fact that you think you can get back up and just walk back into the world like, what's the big deal? I didn't do anything. You know, you don't know what Wendy was. You don't know who she was to me. You had a child with this woman. You knew some of the things that she was battling. And you counted on being a dog. You counted on being a jerk and a horrible person to everybody around her so that you would never have to be accountable to anybody or anything. You ruled, you basically put fear in people to never tell your story. And the second Wendy went down and she was sick and she, said, this is it. I'm going to get my divorce. The show fired him. Like all in one day. I think he got fired. He was served divorce papers and something else all in the same day. Probably kicked the hell out the house. Get out. Go be with whomever. But what they're saying right now is that because Wendy is sick, she's under this guardianship. She is excuse me, because she's under the guardianship and her finances, her health, her everything. She's also currently right now in another clinic recovering. He's not able to get any money. In fact, his not child support, alimony payments, he hasn't had them in over a year. So everything he knows that was based on that woman, because he was still living off of her, fell right down. And I don't know if you guys remember, but Wendy actually said, I know you think that you're living off of me, but you won't be living off of me for long. She said something like that when she was on her show, right before she ended up exiting the show. She was like, you won't be living off of me for long. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that, because from what I'm understanding, his mistress or baby mama, I think he did try to put a ring on it, but then he came out and said, I'm never going to marry her. But I understand that she had stomach cancer. So she's like probably healing from that, but she has left him. His house is in foreclosure. He's selling everything he owns in order to make ends meet. He took it to court to see if he can get his alimony payments resumed. And the judge said no. That's crazy. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that too. I mean, listen, sometimes you think that you've done something, especially when you're doing dirty. Sometimes you think you put yourself in a situation where nothing can come for you. And it has come for him in the worst way. Okay. Carolyn said that Kelvin can kick rocks. You never win when you play dirty. That's for sure. Someone else said that he needs to get a job. He's a freeloader. That's right, Demita Joe. Okay, loser. I kind of thought you guys would feel this way about Kevin. The baby was the last straw for Wendy. Yeah, I mean, she came out and said, you guys, I knew about this relationship. And it sounds like she was willing, because she couldn't see herself without him. She was willing to just be like, listen, do your thing. Just don't embarrass me. I know a lot of people have those rules. Don't embarrass me. But damn, it went downhill after that. She said, I'm shocked that he agreed to alimony and that I'm shocked that he agreed that alimony would stop or be reduced. If she lost her show or did not continue to make the previous salary, genius. Listen, it sounds like it, right? When I heard that, I was like, I wonder if Wendy knew that, listen, I'm about to, people, lawyers who might give you some advice. Mm, mm, it is what it is. But it looks like it's a bad day for side chicks, is what it looks like. We got a bunch of men right now who are in really bad positions. Martell, who else? Kevin Hunter is one. Stevie J was looking for child support. Croy wants child support, or excuse me, not child support, alimony. Croy wants alimony as well. What clause Wendy had in her divorce papers was a little surprised. She had something in those papers that probably said if she is ill or whatever. And because Wendy was such a workaholic, he probably thought there's no way she's ever going to leave the show. But I just remember him bragging and talking about health is wealth, and this is what these people get. And if I was still there, I would have done X, Y, and Z. I was like, what the hell is this about? He was trash. Oh, yes. Mark Daly. There is a lot of men in the news right now that is, in a bad position. And these side chick girls who get with him, like I heard Sharita did, because she spent a good majority of her life waiting on this man, right? Waiting for him to divorce Wendy, waiting for him to be all hers. It is what it is. Somebody said Bambi's not a side chick, but her and Scrappy are going through it. Bambi filed for divorce. Bambi already told Scrappy, I'm the whole damn table. I'm the one who paid the light bills when everything went off. I'm the one who didn't even know that the house was receiving eviction notices or late payments for rent. I'm coming home with my kids and see it on the door, and now I got to pay it. That's a lot. That is a lot. Ciao, bye. Let's see. Mark Daly only married Kenya. And y'all remember when Mark Daly made that lying ass statement, he was at the dinner table talking about if Kenya wanted to take him to court, he would give her everything because he doesn't care about the money. He'll just rebuild it. Child, you trying to take a house that don't even belong to you, that was built long before you before you even knew Kenya, and you're trying to take her house or make her sell it so that you can take the assets. That is crazy. That is crazy. And then the last story I wanted to talk to you guys about is Miss Melody Cherie. Did I put her picture up? I have a picture from yesterday. Let me put that one up. All right, Melody Cherie. I actually had a different picture, but this is the one that I have loaded in the system. So let's put this one up. Y'all know that she had her party over the weekend, right? And it was a private event. Some people got to attend. Some friends of hers have come out. I believe her name is Shanita, or not Shanita, maybe Shanita. I apologize. Y'all can let me know in the comments. Let me see if anybody knows. Anyway, she came out and said that she went and she said the thing was so beautiful that this rename or name take backs party looked better than some people's wedding, she said. Okay. And she said that it was the bomb. It was I think she said that it was 4 programs. The program was 4 pages, I think is what she said. Yes, Shanita Foster. Thank you so much, Dr. Shanita Foster. So she said that the program was 4 pages long, that it was a beautiful ceremony. I was curious if they were going to film it, and they said, she said it was filmed. She said that even she had gotten mic'd up to do like a speech over her and a toast. And she said, I don't know if it's going to be filmed. She said that another cast member was there who also got mic'd up. It sounds like it may have been Chris Fletcher and his wife Nell, but she was like, I don't know who, but she gave it away when she said they have hair, because we know that Marceau and Maurice do not have hair, because they were like, did they have hair? She was like, yeah, he had hair, but I don't know. I was like, too late. You got called out. You told the details. Okay. But she said it was amazing. It was beautiful. She said there might have been a little bit of drama because she saw some things on the side. She said that Melody paid for that herself. It sounds like she said, yeah, every once in a while, the show might pay for some things. But she said that she saw Melody signing invoices, which suggests to her that she paid for this party. So anywho, y'all, I wanted to get your take on it. But Chris and Neil had an opportunity to sit and watch Melody go through the name changing ceremony. I know that the kids were also there. They look like they were also there on Sunday because, again, if you guys are paying attention or you follow me on my Facebook page, which is DYANAROZAY Real Talk, DYANAROZAY Real Talk. Miss Vanessa had dropped pictures of the kids, and they're at their event. She said the next day they were eating lunch and stuff like that. That was great. But that was also Father's Day, right? So it looks like they weren't with you know who, because he was in Ohio with the other one. Okay. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that too. Okay, guys. So I'm going to put the link out there for you guys to chat with me. Let's see how many people are following right now. 717 of you are watching. Please hit the like button, y'all. What do I have to do to get y'all to hit the like button? Tell me in the comments what you need me to do so that you can hit the like button. And I promise I'll do it maybe. But give me something. Let me know what it is that that's stopping you guys from hitting that doggone like button. All right, let's see. I'm getting a copy and we're going to put this in the chat. Okay, so hopefully this works. Let's see. Hopefully this works. I'm pinning it right now. And at the very top, you'll see join, which means you can join the stream from there. And then at the very bottom, it is membership. So if you'd like to rock with the DYANAROZAY platform, you can hit that membership button, okay? All right. Cool beans. All right. If you guys are ready to come up, come on up. Let's talk about it. The topics are, we got Monique Samuels and Chris Samuels calling it quits. What are your thoughts on that? I also have Stevie J and Faith Evans. Stevie J is finally signing the paperwork. She's asked him to a couple of times. Who else do we have? We have Melody Cherie and her party over the weekend. And listen, Dr. Shanita said, Melody's that girl. She understands why people are pissed and jealous that her house is huge and beautiful, and that people are going to be who they're going to be. And then who else did I miss here? Kelvin Hunter, you guys. So I'm about to bring all of you up that I see up here, okay? And I got some new people today. Welcome. I'm so happy when I get new bodies. Hey, Hershey85, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome. What would you like to talk about today, ma'am?
If you hear some thunder in the background, it's about to storm here. Sorry
Okay.
about that.
No problem. No problem.
Um, to tell you the truth, I'm kind of sad Chris and Monique are getting a divorce. I really wanted them to work out.
Uh-huh.
I really did. I don't like to see, I don't like to see like successful black families break up. I really don't. And they were such a beautiful couple in my opinion, because I like to see, the petite, cute woman with the strong, like he'll go up against anybody type man.
They were a beautiful couple. Physically, they were stunning.
I mean, really, and I love to see that and to see it break up. I mean, I don't know what was really going on behind their house because every time something would try to come out about them, they
Mm-hmm.
would cease, to be on TV and work. And it seemed like they would try to work on their family. And I really was like, oh, they the type of people that's not going to sell out their family for TV. So that, they'll work it out or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of sad about that. Um, Kevin Samuel, not Kevin, but Kevin Hunter.
Kelvin Hunter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is his side really got stomach cancer
From
or
what I'm
had it?
understanding, she did have stomach cancer. I don't know how it's progressed, but I know that right now she's on a cooking show where I think she's in fourth place. The grand prize is 25,000, but she's on a cooking show for vegan dishes, and she's changing
Okay.
her whole lifestyle. So it may be something that happened a little a couple of months ago. But he's vegan lifestyle. He actually turned vegan as well. And that was something that he was promoting. Like he was doing cookbooks and was trying to open a restaurant, a whole bunch of things. So
Okay.
yeah,
All I can say is I don't wish nothing on, anything like that on anybody. I
that's
really
sad.
don't.
Yeah.
But let's be real. Karma don't miss you if you was a grain of rice and some cotton. Okay. It just don't. And the way he did Wendy and the way she even did Wendy, I just, for any side chicks that's in the chat, please explain to me how y'all have so much patience.
Not for a side chick in the chat. Oh my God. Hold on, girl.
I
Is there
mean,
a side chick in the chat that would like to discuss the patience it takes to stand beside a married man who has to go home later? What's up?
I
What's up?
just don't get it. I, I, I don't even entertain even thinking about having a threesome because I'm like, look, if she make you moan better than I do, I might have to bust both of y'all in the head. I
Right.
don't get it. It baffles me. Like how you faithful to and then be faithful. You faithful to another woman's man. How? I don't
Child.
get it. But okay. So then you can jump over there to Martell or whatever. And his first of all, I will be upset that you have been divorced from your so-called wife that wasn't satisfying you for 3 years and you haven't put a ring on my finger. As a matter of fact, I would like to understand how he got his harem of 304s, a whole show, but couldn't get you a backstage pass to the Love and Marriage Huntsville stage. I'm trying to understand.
Hershey 85, you are speaking a word right now. Go.
I don't get that. He
I
has had every one of his women on that show, including Destiny, in my opinion. Okay, he has had Belinda on the show. He has had that girl with I can't pronounce her name, but the blonde curly hair on the show. Yet and still, you can't even smell the paint in the backstage. But he claimed he fought for you. Can she not let this man keep playing in her face? I'm so serious.
uh-uh.
I'm so I don't get that. So he escort her to this wedding, her cousin wedding that she was in. And it's all because he is trying to hide his tears that Melody done got rid of that name.
Listen,
I'm
that was my
sorry.
whole point. I was like, he probably flew in late because she was like, no, the kids are here, they're with the family, blah blah blah. And he was like, I might as well find something to do. And what
My,
thing to do? But
it was hilarious, especially when her friend Shanita got on there talking about that ceremony was better than some weddings. And I feel like it was a little shade because she probably said it was better than them two weddings.
listen, she said that wedding has, I mean, wedding. She said that name changing ceremony has some zeros behind it.
It had, I mean, and I'm glad they're gonna film it. I'm glad they filming it. I just like, boy, when you don't want a man name no more, this is funny. This is hilarious. She like, look, at everything that he's doing, he's not understanding. And I used to tell this guy that I used to date, I used to tell him this because it's like he would do little stuff to try to make me jealous. And I would tell him, first of all, you got to make sure I care for me for you. You doing all this in vain. You going this hard, and I don't care what you do. And that's the
That's
problem that Martell not understanding. Melody don't care.
she's
If you
done
try to
done.
sneak that girl on the show, all it's going to do is backfire, and y'all all going to lose a check, because if she walks, everybody loses a check.
Well, what we
She
know,
don't care.
and Hershey, what we know right now is even if he, however he brings her on the show, if he does that, it's not going to make him look smart because the girl doesn't know how to make herself look smart, period.
Thank
So
you.
there isn't anything that she can do or say that's going to vindicate him or make him look good in any kind of way. If he thinks his name is shit and mud right now, just wait. That's all.
Just wait and do that. And then now it done came out that she done got a ticket for not buckling the baby. Not the
Oh
good
my,
mama. Not the good mother.
Oh,
Not the good mother not strapping the child in the seat. No.
that's crazy.
Yeah, not a car. Not the good mother don't have a car seat. Come on. So then again, if they just came from the wedding, Martell wasn't in the car to remind her to strap up the baby.
Mm-mm.
It's just funny to me. I look, I'm not gonna take up no more time.
That's fine. I'm happy that you came up. You're welcome to stay on the panel if you'd like.
Okay,
Let's go
but
to
I will leave and let these other beautiful ladies go ahead on and talk.
thank you. Hey,
Hi,
Monique.
hi. How are you this evening?
Good. Nice to see you again.
Same here. So I'm gonna start off with my thing. I'm putting you on 30-day notice, okay?
Okay.
That orange hat. I'm at the hospital,
Oh, the
right?
orange hat. Yes.
Your orange hat had me showing everybody, look at this. I need this hat. I'm giving you 30 days. I'm putting you on notice. 30 days, okay? I
Okay.
got everybody over here waiting for you to drop that link so
Okay.
we can purchase, okay?
I understand, child. I'm
No,
working.
no, you don't. No, you don't. Because that gray one is giving, okay?
Okay.
And that
Okay.
black one is resuscitative. So I'm gonna need that 30 days.
You keep me up at night, child. I know. I know. No problem. Okay. Go ahead. What do you have
For
to say about
me,
the
you know
topic?
what? It's really sad that these men, except for Monique's husband, because you know what? I don't know him personally, but I do have a connection with people that's on the Potomac show.
Hmm.
Um, Chris is really a good guy,
He
and he
is.
bends over backwards for her. He do anything for her, and I'm surprised she's doing that because he have really pulled her family out of poverty. Not
Oh, wow.
not just like one person, but the whole family. He's been writing checks and helping everybody out. So it's just certain things for me you just don't do. You know, you have to look at everybody when you in a marriage, because I was married before, as you know, I'm divorced. You have the good and the bad.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when the person is that good, you gotta overlook that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you talking about Kevin Hunter or Martell or Stevie J, them
Mm-hmm.
some as my mother used to call them, LVMs, low vibration men.
Mm-hmm.
You cut them off to baby bye and skate on. You know, you just float on. But
Mm-hmm.
with Chris, I think she could have just, like you said, just gave him a little bit more patience and
Yeah,
a little bit more time.
that's
And
what
plus,
it felt like to me. It just felt like she just could not, she didn't know how to just sit still for a while.
yeah, yeah, and people have to understand that we as human beings evolve every day and we change every day. Our taste buds, what I might like tomorrow, I may not like today.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to learn how to communicate that with your partner in order to make things, a roundabout way relationship. It goes, both ways on a lot of things. But
I'm gonna
yeah,
say,
for
as a person
Kevin,
who
Stevie
had
J,
a, I'll
for,
say this just to clear some things up. I was a person who had a separation in my marriage, and I'm going to tell you,
Mhm.
when you are in the thick of things, everything sucks.
Oh yeah, that definitely that yeah, I
Everything
know
feels
that.
like a problem. So if you can stay in it sometimes and get over the hump, sometimes you have to live apart. I had to
Yeah,
live
that's
apart.
true.
If you can get over the hump, things can get better. But she was just in the thick of it, and
Yeah.
it felt bad for her. And I could see that for both of them, but I could see that he was definitely trying.
Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, because he didn't want to be on the show. He was doing that for her. And
Right.
then
Right.
for Kevin, Martell, and Stevie J, it's funny to me. They just getting their karma. They come back to them. You want to step outside of a marriage with women that is productive, that's, healthy and all this other stuff, and you go with these LBBs, low budget blankety blanks. They just getting back what they deserve. But you know what? I'm over here like Wendy, baby. I don't care what nobody say. I'm rolling with you. I'm rolling with you on this.
Mm.
Wendy has did the mastermind of plans.
Thank you.
I swear to God, I'm serious because you know what? She hosts these dinner parties I'm aware of in New York at her place. This, that, and everybody says she's not as crazy. She's not as loopy as everybody projecting her to be. She's doing all this so she can roll one. I think it's one more year she had to play crazy for him to never come back on her with nothing. So she gonna go into a treatment center. She gonna do whatever she got to do to sit back, relax, get her massages and everything else. Wendy gonna come back better than ever, baby. I'm telling you. That's the
same way. At first, I was like, "Is Wendy pulling a Kaiser Sose on me right now?"
I'm telling you, she is. Yes.
Because when she said it, she said, "Mark my words." I remember that on the
She
show.
sure
Mark
did.
my words.
She sure did.
For you and that damn baby. And I went, "Ooh, where's this coming from?"
She sure did. She said that. She said that with conviction. So that's how I knew Wendy had a plan. She played chess, not checkers. And when I tell you, Miss Melody Cherie Rogers, checkmate, boom.
For sure.
She's just like Wendy.
I'm telling y'all, I don't wish anything bad on Wendy at all. I'm hoping that she is able to recover. But right now, it feels like she was like, you going over there and do what you're gonna do, and I'm gonna let you think that I'm a certain way so that I can pull the rug from up under your ass. That's
and you know what? Like, I really commend Wendy because you know what? She said, let me go and get this guardianship popping off so I can hold my money. And she's teaching the son a lesson too. You need to stand on your own 2 feet because you got a $2 million apartment up there in Florida and not going to school, not doing anything. And you just want to cash checks over here. No, ma'am, not today, Satan. Mm-hmm. Get out of my life, Satan.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, child. I agree with everything you said.
I just really love Wendy. I do. And I really like Mel's tenacity and spunk because you know what? What's that song? Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive.
I Will Survive.
She put a face to that. Trust that. She put a face to that. And she's not done yet. But I have to get off because now I have a teledoc call. But you got 30 days, ma'am. 30 days.
I hear you. I hear you. Thank you for being honest. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you for coming up. Okay. I have, is it Neela?
It's Nina.
Nina? Okay. I'm sorry about that.
But my page says Natalie Inspire. So I just kind of, my name is actually Nina. But I would like to thank you so much for having me up.
Welcome up.
Thank you. And you have a one-of-a-kind swag, Queen. Yes, you do. They can't, only you have it. But I'm loving this hat that you have on now and the chair, everything. So, yes, kudos to you. And just keep it up, girl. I love it. I tell you, Wendy, because that's the last subject that was brought up. I'm hoping that this is not real for her. I'm hoping that the illnesses that they're saying that she's dealing with are not real. I would love for her to be able to come back and say, gotcha. You know, I would love that. You know what I mean? Because they deserve it. And for him to be living off of her for so long and not have any kind of investments or anything put up, it only took him a year to fall. Mm-hmm. You should have had so much more. Mm-hmm. He was spending it as soon as he got it. So if that's ridiculous, as long as with the, as well as being disrespectful. Mm-hmm. And y'all, I was thinking about if there was a building and a party and Kevin was there and Martell and Stevie J and Kenya's ex-husband, girl, they would need all kinds of security, honey. If they had
child, listen, there is a generation, we're watching in real time a group of men who were living off of women like hit the bottom. It is weird. It is.
But we were warned. We're living in the last days, and the men have become lovers of themselves.
Oh, you didn't say the word.
That's a word, girl, I tell you. And it's true. I am like, I'm not, and I'm not against anybody's preference. I'm a heterosexual Black woman. I don't even want to be bothered. I can't. It's like the roles have reversed. The men are doing things that the women should be doing. And the women are, letting these standards ride, and it's making it hard for other women who want to have standards, who want to be treated right. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, we're too much work. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's so sad. I will not date right now. It's like, I don't even want to be bothered. Just, you know what? But I'm over 50. So it's like, you know what? If I never, I can't deal. I can't, especially the way it is now. I don't know if anybody knows on the panel how it is trying to date now. But those women in Atlanta ought to be ashamed. They're
Child.
no better than the men, baby. They are cutting up. And they have allowed themselves to accept threesomes and whatever sums just to,
It
have
makes me
a
crazy
male. Yeah.
just
And
to
it's
have a man,
sad.
for sure.
Yeah. And I just can't. My spirit says, no, no, we can't. I've tried it. I've been a fool. It just don't, I can't do it. That don't work. I just cannot. So that's where I'm at with it. I don't know about anybody else.
You're right.
Now, Kevin, Kelvin, whoever you want to be, he's just getting what he deserves. Oh my, I don't understand that.
And
Stevie J.
the fact that Kelvin is asking for sympathy
Ooh,
from the public is wild to me. That's why I
it's
said,
a joke.
you literally said, I don't give a F about this woman. You lived your life exactly the way you wanted to live it for
Right.
years.
And she accepted
Years.
that
And she
because
accepted that.
at least when he was working there, he was of some benefit to her.
And
But
it wasn't even good
she just
enough
messed up
because
on that contract with allowing herself having to pay him, for all these other things. And I'm glad she's out of it. I just hope that her illnesses are not real. I know that she is ill to some degree,
right,
and when
not
you want
as
trying to get
severe
what you
as it
want, I can exaggerate it on and add on, honey. Don't play with me. You
for
know what I mean? So I believe in it. If you don't, I know the game, but I feel like Wendy has good discernment, or she wouldn't have been in the game that long.
I
So she's not slow. She's got a good idea, just like Mel does. I mean, she sees it for what it is, but it's just heartbreaking for her. Um, of course, Mel, my girl. I'm sorry, that's my girl. She know how to cut them deep. Martell, I just ain't never seen a woman cut a man when she gave that. But see what is so crazy, she gave him so many years to get it together. So now it's like, sir, yes, that's what you get. She have cut him off. He was so dumb, and when I say dumb, he didn't even try to understand the facts of what he was agreeing to when he got divorced. Oh, I just don't want anything. Well, you can't come back now and try to get mad,
right. Exactly.
because you see who you really are now, you
Yeah.
know, and that's what it is. You can be good to a man and lift him up, honey. He'll think he's better than you in the end. He will put you down. He will think he's better than you. And he doesn't even see that if it was not for you,
Mm-hmm.
where would he be? But
Yeah,
yeah, they'll do that. You can't, no, you cannot. You cannot. If they're not assigned to you by God, don't be bothered with them,
I know.
because they'll talk about you, honey, and treat you. And I've been there, and I'm like, I know. I'm like, oh, he's so cute, he's so fun. Oh, yeah, yeah. And we could do this, and we could. And honey, at the end, that man thought he was better than me.
I'm
I'll
gonna
never
tell you,
forget that. I'm like, really? So
I
I've
blame it
been
on
had.
rap music. I said rap music then turned the world on its ear and the way they think women is supposed to present for them. It is wild to me. Who
The
wears
women have accepted it.
and women
And
have
back in the day, you know what? Back in the day, Diana, I'm sorry, I'm one of those people that blurted out. I'm so
accepted.
sorry. We used to, when we were younger, we used to believe, oh, this is what these rap people are singing about, and that's how they were really living, until we found out, no, they're just for entertainment. A lot of them are not even living that way. They're just exploiting what they think, the narrative for Black people should be.
Right.
Some of them they're dumb enough to believe that, but it doesn't ever come to a good end. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad to see a lot of these young rappers now getting killed
Facts. Getting killed.
because,
Or
yeah,
here's the new
I
thing.
mean, it's sad. It's sad.
Here's the new thing, Nina. I just read the other day, I think it was Lil Wayne. He said that he's suffering from memory loss. And
Uh-huh.
he said, this is what he said. He said, God blessed me with this amazing gift to write songs. And now I'm suffering from memory loss. And I was literally like, okay, I bet you he doesn't even know why he's suffering from memory loss. There's all these new medical articles that's coming out saying if you have taken Xanax for more than 6 months, that you are basically, you could get dementia, that you would have early onset dementia, and that the same goes for barbiturates and all that other drugs. And I was like,
Right.
these young men who are out here thinking they're living whatever the culture is are setting themselves up to be in their 30s or 40s walking around and don't even know where the hell they live because they come out the driveway, don't know how to get back home.
It's so sad, and you know that it is a real thing. Because I think sometimes I'm wondering about my poor memory. I said, am I going to have to record every day of my life, do some kind of recording? So
This
I,
could be
even though I've never been on drugs that way, but I can imagine if you're poisoning your system, and we all have our own thing that we do. We know we shouldn't be doing it, but you know, hey, that's life, right?
But they
But I'm
don't
saying,
tell you that either. Like they give it to you thinking that it's supposed to help one thing, and then all of a sudden, a couple of years later, they're like, "Oh, this is setting you up for this." So you don't always know. But those reports are, at least the ones I read, just came out, and I was like, I had a friend who she
mhm,
used to tell me all the time that her mother was on Xanax, and she used to say, I could be talking to her, and she will literally forget what we're talking about in the middle of a sentence. And I was like,
girl, oh my
wow.
God.
When she told me that, I was like, when I read the article, I was like, that's what it is for
A
sure.
lot of it, and not to get off track of what, because we are talking about celebrity, you know, and our reality stars, but there's the lifestyle that these younger children have, and I'm just gonna make a quick example. One of my well, I'm old enough to be like his auntie or whatever, but he was taking. I needed somebody to take me somewhere one day, and he happened to turn on his phone, and he was talking to one of his friends that's on his level, and
Mhm.
the things that that girl said. I said, is she serious? She started talking about, well, you know, they broke up, but you know, he was gay anyway. And then, okay, but then, okay, she tried to sleep with my boyfriend and I knew about it. And she was still talking to him. And you could tell that whoever it was an immature jerk and didn't have any type of, hadn't learned any appreciation. And they were accepting all this mess and they were accepting the disrespect. And these are our young, beautiful women that are in their early 20s that are sitting here accepting this, and these men are running around just treating them just running through them, just treating them any kind of way. Like, I don't remember it verbatim, but basically she was like seeing a guy that she liked, and apparently they all had went out to a club, and you know they had been drinking or whatever, and she couldn't really remember if there was a threesome or not. But then she did find out that him and her best friend, one supposed to be her besties, slept together. You know, but you know, okay, forget about it. You know, like they overlook things that we would not tolerate. Like, you know, maybe the clear ones. I don't know. Just
They
gonna say, hey,
they
I'm
put
saying that. But
themselves in harm's way quite a
girl,
bit.
I'm like, what in the world is going on? The stuff that they do now, they are so promiscuous where um you know, the threesomes, the men going being bi or being just doing all kinds of stuff, you know. And I'm trying to figure out, has it always been like that? Because I know my dad told me, and when he passed away, he was about 100 years old, and he
Mhm.
would never call me Nina. He'd be like, Neat, I tell you right now, it's all this has been going on in the world. People are just not open with it, you
Not
know.
open with it.
So,
And I think that social media has helped people find certain groups or cliques that
and it's terrible. I feel sorry for a lot of these young ladies. And this was a pretty girl.
mm,
Pretty. And she already had children. The other one had children. Honey, they had both been sleeping with the same. I said, she need new friends because ain't no way. Ain't
mhm.
no way. But is this your lifestyle? Is just how you're always gonna be? And that's why I'm looking at that clique in Atlanta, the Destiny, the Belinda, the other little short blonde hair. Or is this what they've been doing? You
It's a
know what I mean? Because and another thing, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, they've got communities out here now where these people are swinging hard with each other. Like it's like, and I know it's happened in the past. It's been back in Roman days, before Christ, after Christ. All this stuff has been going on, but baby, they're out there just doing it. And I'm like, I can't deal with it. I just cannot, you know, go through anything like that at all.
it's
But going
not.
back to I'm gonna get off of that because that's a whole girl. That'd be a good subject to bring up one night and talk about
Mhm.
it. I'm
Okay.
telling you. So I don't want to get off track. But now going on to this Bamster. Now, Bambi, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I remember how you got your boy what's his name again? Scrappy.
Scrappy.
Do you remember when she was on Basketball Wives LA? Bambi always wanted to fight. She was
Yeah.
just always humbuggish. Then when she got to Atlanta, this is when I used to watch it. I don't indulge in it anymore. But she would pop around, have them parties, hang out with Benzino. It's an Atlanta clique. Some of the famous
Mhm.
guys. No, it is another one. Anyway, but she was sleeping around. She was trying to catch her a lick. She wanted to be with one of them.
Okay.
And then when her and Scrappy were dating, so she got to remember how she got with Scrappy. That girl was out there, and I'm just gonna say it like that.
Oh
But she
wow.
was out there with that clique, and so when she
I
got with
remember the
Scrappy,
show. Hmm.
yeah, she got with Scrappy. She used to act like somebody want to marry him. Don't nobody want him. She played Scrappy like a fiddle baby. She's played him, but that's what he get. Bambi has been something else for a long time. I'm surprised they stayed married as long as they did. Fact. I really am. But Stevie is such a hobo, you know what I mean? That who can be with him? I beat his butt too. Stevie Jocelyn beat him up. Faith beat him up. Everybody, he deserve it.
And I was done with Stevie J when he had an interview and he allowed somebody to do some things to him while he was talking to someone on an interview. And they
and he thought that was cute. I remember that. He was getting services, you know.
Can I say something real quick? Can I just jump in here?
You sure can, because I run my mouth. Yes.
I forgot. I was piggybacking off of what you said about Ben because I literally forgot about that. And nobody, as much as I'm for wives and the, you know, about marriage and stuff, she thought, in my opinion, that's just my opinion, she thought that her golden things down there was really gold. Because didn't Erica give her the Yelp review? She gave her the Yelp review on Scrappy. She told her he was just in my hotel doing things to me while he came back and kissed you in the mouth. She said that.
Martell and slow. That's what they still do.
Erica said that to Bambi.
Yeah, and Hotel and Slowtail be telling them other women too. They crazy.
Oh, that's the truth.
I think it's an Atlanta thing or something. Your man go to Atlanta, baby. You better keep tabs on him, because baby, Babylon.
For men and women, for the men and the women, because you don't. That scene. You don't know, and then that's another thing. Coleslaw said that. You know, and that's another thing that I don't understand with Martell. You want to go after males so bad, but your baby mama have said more damaging things about you. She the one that even said that you go both ways, but you don't go after her like that. She's been said that he goes both ways.
Melody said
that's what she said. So it's like,
well, she didn't say that. What Melody said was he constantly comes for me, but has no smoke for her.
He has none. And when it comes to this Bambi and Scrappy thing, it's like you didn't believe the Yelp reviews. That's what you did not do. You thought that he was going to treat you different. And see, that's the mindset that I don't like about certain women.
A lot of women, yeah.
He might do that to you, but he's not going to do it to me. Yes, he is. Like,
and I used to feel like that.
Everybody want to believe this, what Steve Harvey said, oh, it's only one woman that he would change for. And every woman wants to be that one woman and not okay with like, oh, I must not be the one, so I'm going to leave you alone. Or how about this? Just don't bother him, period, because his track record speaks for him. But no, Scrappy is the not presentation, but he is the example of the men that we go after. Some women, he's the cute bum that look like he got something and probably is very good in bed, and we deal with it because we have that Betty Wright syndrome that a piece of man is better than no man at all. Stop listening to No Pain No Gain, okay? And
don't blame Mr. Charlie. Okay. Mr. Charlie is just the man, and he's the girl. That's the song. But look, y'all, I'm gonna shut up. When I say I felt that way, this is how I feel. If I dated somebody that did not treat me well, or it just wasn't, I should have, used better discernment, because I know I used to just cut it off and would say, well, maybe, I ought to see. And it wasn't that I didn't have sense. I just didn't listen to my sense. I didn't listen to what I was being told internally. The thing is, you always feel as though when they go and be with somebody else, you think that they're going to treat this person way better than you, and you start putting yourself down. You start feeling like that. I'm not good enough. And they go and you think they've just treated this other person great, so you start feeling bad. You do, but no, he's not doing any better. And then in some cases, it's just not. We have to learn to let go. After 7 business days, I know, just not what's going to. I'm not even going to waste my time. Because you know where you are in your life, and not to put anybody down, but we're all in different places at different times, and it's just not to be, because you can get around a woman can be a good thing for a man. and bring things out of him that maybe it just wasn't meant for you. And we have to learn to accept those things. But I think it's hard for women to say, he really doesn't care about me. That's why I'm like, coleslaw need to be locked up. What was that moan smoke, the snake and moan when he had that lady chained up and she need to be somewhere. I mean, somebody get her, because she just does not want to believe Martell does not care about her like that. And to believe it, it just would just like destroys her mental, and she has to get out of that. But only she can do it. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Only she can do it. I heard that they bought property together. They have property together in their name. So
Slow Slaw or Belinda?
Slow Slaw.
Oh, girl, I didn't hear that tea.
I didn't hear that tea at all either.
Me either. That's my first time.
This is alleged, but I heard that he is.
I thought it was Selena or Belinda.
Belinda, yes, but then Belinda signed her name off of a quick deed.
Right. And that's why he can't build. He was building, but he can't build anymore because there's something going on with that deed. And I think they did too many transactions on that deed.
That's what it is, because maybe her name on the property to try to clear some things or move it. Yeah. But I heard that her name is now on something with his.
Wow. Well, me, we don't care. I want him to find something to do. I want Martell to find him something to do and leave Melody Cherie Rogers alone. Leave her alone.
Leave her alone.
I promise you that. But I know I don't forgot what I was talking about because I'm talking about everything, Lord. I swear I hate when I do that. Help me stay on track. I need to stay. I'm not lying. I know it was something else I wanted to say, but I kind of remember a little bit of all of those things. And then they kind of lead into other things. But yeah, I do hate this about our younger generation. There's a lot of lost girls out there. And I remember growing up, I used to hate my skin color. And I'm not very dark. I'm brown. And I even tell my grandbabies, you're not black, you're brown, baby. You're brown. It's nobody else. I let them know what color, you're not going to do that, but I felt like I didn't have that encouragement of loving me. Oh, I used to think my hair was so nappy, and I just hated me. And I was actually viewing this and I forgot who channel it was on. Miss Black Titanic. Did you see where she did this? And this has been out for years. The children looking at they had the black doll and the white doll in front of them, and the little black kids will always pick the white doll, and everything that they said about bad or not good looking.
I've never wanted a white baby doll in my life.
No, my kids haven't either.
And I ain't even trying like a flex or a brag. My mom was very dark skinned. I love the color of my mom's skin. And when the sun comes out, I literally go lay out like, can I be as black as
I know. And I wish that I would have loved myself then. And it's just really pouring that into these young ladies now. Because I have a friend and she always did not have a male figure around, but her daughters are brown skinned. And when I tell you they love themselves, honey, and they got the best confidence in themselves. And I just admire that, because I just remember growing up, I used to always think that I was just not beautiful. And even now I struggle with that. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's a lifetime struggle for women, but I don't know. We just in the last days, and these men love themselves, baby. They love them now. They love them, anything like them. And they done turned into women. I said, now, I'm supposed to be doing this. And I got a bad mouth. I can curse. Oh, baby, I can curse. I don't curse. Because, black women, we fight with our words. Now, I shred a poor little old weak ego to death, and I do it on purpose, and I'm very good at it. But, baby, let me tell you something. When you get to acting like a woman, or, the bee, yeah, they do. They really are. And I just cannot cater to egos and men that act like that. It's just such a turnoff for me. And I'm just happy right now. I got other problems going on, but a man, not one of them. So if he's not going to subtract from me. He will have to add to me, or I'm not going to worry about it. And guess what? I'm going to be okay, because I'm happy. I have to spend time with my grandchildren. I'm happy. And I could be going down there through it. And I ain't worried about, I ain't got nobody. I could care less. But I hadn't always been like that. But baby, yeah, you're not going to worry me. Because I know how I am. It was like a death to me. I can't lose a nickel right now. Just leave me. I just not going to be bothered. But I'm going to shut up, guys.
Okay. Hey, I appreciate you coming up and talking.
Right. We'll get another chance when we do different subjects, and I'll be quiet because I'll tell y'all why I run my mouth, and I've said it before. I've been working at home, and I've been around my little grandbabies. So when I talk to people, I talk them to death. That's all. And I'm out. Love you, lovely ladies. We're gonna love ourselves, and we're gonna choose us. Melody Cherie Rogers married herself this weekend, and that's what I'm talking about, baby. So I'm gonna go on, and you guys, I'll just follow on back, okay?
Okay. I lost Miss Dania. I think her name is Dania.
I probably don't talk to her to death. Her poor ear hurt. Okay, bye.
Sorry.
I wanted to say something to Nita before she left.
Okay.
Before she left, because I'm about to drop down myself because it's time for me to start cooking. But I wanted to say something to her because what she said kind of struck. Because as you can see from my profile, I'm dark, a dark skinned girl, and I have a lighter child. And I remember growing up because I grew up in the early '90s, and I understand about feeling a certain way. And I'm gonna tell you, I feel like that's why Coleslaw is the way she is. And I'm gonna put it like that. It's a competition between I don't feel as pretty as this lighter woman because I know a lot of people up north don't think Mel is light skinned, but down south she's light.
Let's do this because this is a good topic, and I would love for us to discuss it because we have so much, tension within our community about light skin.
That's right.
I would love to have this conversation, and I'm gonna start it in members only just to see if we can what the vibe is there because I don't want to bring it to the public platform if it's not going
right.
But I'm gonna start it in members only, and then if it is a good conversation, we're gonna have it in a public platform because seriously, for me, black is black. I've always felt that way. I don't care.
Yes.
And like I already told you, my mom was a dark-skinned woman. And when you're a child, you just want to look like your mama. So you don't think about it the way other people.
Because my child is the same way. She's like, I want to look like you. And I'm like, baby, you beautiful like you are.
Right.
And she was like, no, I think I want to look like you. And it's like, but you're beautiful, and I want to instill that in her that I want you to be better than me, not like me. I mean, I'm proud that she wants to be somewhat like me, but I want her to be better. I want her to make better decisions earlier, and
conversation. We're gonna have that conversation in members only first, and then we'll bring it out. But I'm gonna have Miss. Is it Dania?
Yes.
Okay.
How are you?
I miss Dania.
Bye. I just want to let y'all know I'm finna drop down. Bye.
Bye, Hershey. I'll see you later. Okay. Sorry about that. I was wanting to make sure that I got a chance to talk to you. I know this is your first time up, so welcome to
remember I came up
been here before? Okay.
Yes, the other day, and I talked about
Okay.
I gave my testimony.
You did.
Yes, but you look so beautiful today.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have to say on the topics?
Okay, on the topics. Stevie J, he deserved it. I'm going to go. I really am feeling bad for Monique and her husband.
Okay, Monique and Chris Samuels.
But I kind of saw it coming.
I think
because on the last show,
praying for them. Yeah, a lot of us have been praying for them.
So and then I don't know. I wish Martell would just go his way, leave Mel alone. They can I wish they could co-parent, but and make this work. But he have to come down. His little ego and everything. He's upset because he messed up. And I know what that's like. Like I told you the other day, I lived her life. That story is my story. So everything that she's going through, I just sit and I just say, wow. And it's painful and it's hurtful because I had 3 kids. She had 4. And then it's like, and then another person outside of the marriage have a baby. He gets another person. it was it then.
Right. That was it.
And especially, and I was sick too. Oh, it was it.
For sure.
But yeah, but my kids, like I said, y'all was talking about, I really want to get in on that discussion, because my daughter, she looks just like me, but she's darker. And I used to say, you are my blackened-knees, because her eyes go up like that. I say, you my blackened-knees, I call her. I did that on purpose because I was the darkest one in my mom's side of the family, because they all light-skinned people, all of them. And but my grandmother is her mother is the one say, you are my special baby, because you are chocolate and you're beautiful, and which made me not be so down of this light skin. I hate that. The light skin, dark skin, and they competing toward each other and talking, why can't we all just stick together?
For sure. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk to you, but Martell, I didn't know he had bought some property.
Yeah, so it looks, from what I'm understanding, what I just read a little while ago, I understand that him and Coleslaw may have their names on some property together. And I don't know if it's the same property that him and Belinda initially had, because she had quick deeded the property to him so that it was in his name. And I thought it was also in his mother's name. But now I just got some information saying that she may have also been included on that. So,
oh my goodness.
Not sure, not 100% sure, but
did he get his builder's license?
No, he doesn't have a builder's license, as far as I understand. But I mean, it's not stopping him from building anything. He just has to use someone else to do it. But at this point, this fake relationship, I think that is between him and
I think that's over.
Yeah, I think that's definitely over. They're going to continue to say they're dating, but we saw him doing his own thing for a long time. So right now, it looks like he's doing his own thing. From what I'm understanding, this Take Your Name Back celebration and ceremony, that's supposed to be a big deal, and it might be what do you call it, the season finale for the second part of this season. It may be
right
finale, because it looked like it's that big, so everybody gets to have their season finale. I think last year was Martell and that wine thing. It might be Melody for
I also remember he's getting a suit line and the underwear line. It's coming.
He didn't even know if that's true, because he said he was when he was asked about it, like, when is it coming out, he said, I don't know, to be determined, or to be announced.
They showed it on Facebook. It already happened. It was in Washington. Okay. Oh my God. And you wouldn't believe, I was reading the comments. You would think like us, how we don't like him, right? Or we against him. Them women was saying, oh my God, you are so fine. You deserve everything you have. I mean, they were sick. I said, this is sick. I mean, you deserve to have a good life too. You deserve a second chance too. I mean, it was like, he did some numbers. And they showed all of the show. He was sharp. But I mean, I was like, I wanted to slap him up inside his head.
Since the beginning of the time, it don't matter what they do. They could be in prison. There's gonna be somebody writing them a letter and telling them available to him. So that's all. And
so I don't know if they're gonna show it on the show, but I know they showed it on Facebook, and it was real big, and everybody was dressed to the nines and everything. So I don't know if that's gonna be on the show for next filmed. It probably is, because he's trying to upshadow her of what she have going on. So he's trying to get everything that he wants, on there. Also, he said he wanted his family to start being on the show, because he's tired of that narrative that he just don't have nobody and everything. So I believe that they said they bring his brother and some other family members on the show for him. So I was like, okay, we'll see. But I tell all of the young women,
not filming with him anymore. None of that.
Oh no.
I mean, she's not having any type of one-on-ones like you and I need to chit chat.
Right,
It's
right,
a group setting, so I think that's over.
right. So that's why he needs somebody to come on that is one-on-one with him, besides his mom. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
Hmm.
Did you have anything to say about who else did we talk about? Did you talk about Monique or
Yep.
Kevin Hunter?
I talked
Yeah.
Monique, and then we talk about Stevie J,
Yep.
which he just works. He just another Martell.
Okay.
Yeah, Stevie J, but he's very talented. I know that.
And yesterday I talked about. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh,
I want.
Yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, I talked about Rashid and what is that girl's name? Simone from Ready to Love. And I don't know if anybody want to come up and chit chat about that for a couple of minutes. I'll let that go. Rashid,
I am surprised.
to Love. That was mind blowing. I told you
Yes.
he announced the wedding is off. And then he also said that he is a self-proclaimed narcissist. He talked about how he used to figure out what people needed to see about him when he was at a very younger age. He perfected it. And he's basically been selling people pipe dreams for as long as he can remember. And then
He's been manipulating people.
And he said, I'm done with that. Started taking off his Rolex, taking off his jewelry, saying it was all fake. And basically the reason why she left him, and somebody corrected me in the comments because I thought she was a lawyer, but I was told that she actually does financial stuff. And so
I thought she was an attorney too.
I thought she was an attorney. So this is what I remember from the show. I didn't go back and check it, fact check it. But somebody said, no, she's not an attorney. She's not an attorney. She does financial stuff, which if that's true, that's even more embarrassing.
Boy, damaging. Did he have a company with some cars that he used to buy all these nice, these one-of-a-kind cars, and then what type of business was he in?
He sold cars, and he said that's what he had to go back to. He literally says in this thing, he goes, I was at a place where these bills was kicking my butt. Apparently something like he was just in dire straits with money. And he said that even though she kept asking him, is things okay? What's going on? He was making her believe everything was fine. And then he said, I got to go back to work. And he had to confess. And she said, adios. I'm not marrying you. You should have told me what was this.
Right.
Front.
She probably would not even have left him because she really loved him. She could have probably worked with him, but he was lying and putting on this facade.
Okay, so I'm being corrected again. So Tia Terry said she's an attorney. So someone came into my IG, and I guess sometimes y'all be trying to give me the business, talk about it's not factual. And I'm like, it's not factual. I was listening to him, I'll come back into my little thing. I'm not reading from notes. And now I'm being told she was an attorney. So whoever that was who said something to me yesterday, I'm about to delete you. But anyway, I'm so sorry. Hey, Ty, what's up?
Hey, Dyana, how you doing?
Good. What are your thoughts on this? Do you have anything to say about Rashid and Simone, or would you like to talk about the other topics?
I just, for the Rashid and Simone thing, she was supposed to dump his spine.
Fact. Right. The day she heard it out of his mouth.
But here's another thing, too, because when Ready to Love first came on, well, I don't know what season it was. This one I started watching it with Vernisha and Jody, because Jody was from around where I lived at, right? So I wanted to, I was kind of like, oh, somebody, that I actually know, right? So when that came about, I went and I checked their profiles. Ready to Love puts up where they work, how much they make, what type, all that. So when that came out, I'm like, so Ready to Love should have some type of fault in there, because I'm quite sure you should be doing your research when you put these people up here and present
right.
That's the same thing. I said, is there any accountability for the show when they put you together with someone who's a damn liar like that?
Right.
Right. Because they're supposed to not investigate, but make sure that you're presenting this person that, like you saying, they're this business person, and they're
supposed to vet people.
Because the truth is, the only reason why she probably stayed in it for as long as she did when she was asking him questions and he wasn't being 100% truthful is because she
Mhm.
probably was thinking, well, the show wouldn't have put me in the situation with someone who's not
Right.
who they are.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. So I applaud her for dropping him. You know, she probably loved him and everything, but that is a hurting feeling to know that I'm in this position. You lied all this time for all these however long they was together. That was crazy.
Right.
That was too crazy to be having it last that long.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, because they were on during the pandemic, and
It was at
and
least
it.
3 years, right? At least
Yep.
2 or 3 years.
Yep.
Okay, so remember the other day I said, well, I'm gonna check and see about the marriage license and all that. Remember that? Remember me saying that?
Mhm.
I came to a conclusion. I really don't care. I really don't care about Martell and Ariana. I really don't want to take that energy to be trying to find out if they. I really don't care. Like, really don't care.
I don't think they're married. I think she was a bridesmaid in her cousin's wedding. That's what
So
they're saying.
Was Martell there?
He was their child on Father's Day, not with his, not with the Eminem kids, with the other kid, which is still his child. It's still his child. But the only reason why I said it is because the only reason why I say this is because he made a huge deal on
About
in the interview. Yep, where he said Melody called and said, is it okay if she has the kids for Mother Day? Because it was my week. And so I was like, of course, all you got to do is call me. Like he's being this big guy, upstanding guy, like, I'll kids, all the thing. But notice he didn't have the kids for Father's Day. He didn't make the same act.
Well, you know, when it comes down to Martell, when he can't get her one way, he try to get her the other way, you know. So he sees it's not a problem from him putting his other child in the public eye. She really don't care about that. So now I'm gonna start lying to you and say I'm gonna come, but I'm not gonna come. That's that kind of irritate people if you say you're gonna do something and don't follow through. You know what I'm saying? I just hope she stay busy and really don't even give a care. Really.
Facts.
Because whatever he's trying to do with Knox, if they were born around the same time, Knox and Sugar Mama, we see how intelligent Sugar Mama is compared to Knox. Nobody ain't got to tell us that when it's seen that. So I mean, we're not even checking for them. I'm just saying, no disrespect to the child, but we really just not checking for them. I think it's all because of how it started.
Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question of you guys and everybody in the chat. I'm about to do a poll. Tia Terry said, I always feel that women should check the credit. As an attorney, how do you not know the basics? The credit would have shown at least that the house wasn't in his name. How does he have a 500 credit score and she does not know? So, ladies in the chat, okay? We know credit is important, okay? So, do y'all believe y'all should be checking credit? Like, how long do you have to be with a person before you check the credit? 6 months? Are you checking credit scores at 6 months? That's what I'm asking. If you are, put a 1 in the chat. If you believe that everybody should be checking credit scores at 6 months, 1 in the chat, because that can tell you a lot. Okay. Or if you don't believe you should ever check the credit score, put a 2 in the chat. This is what I want to know. This is men and women, because at the end of the day, you got to be at the table with something. I want to know. I'm not going to be making no plans, no long-term plans with anybody if they only got a 500 credit score.
Okay, but but at the same time, Diana, I'm a little weirdo. I check your background when I first meet you. I straight up ask for Social Security number and all your reference. If you want to deal with me, if you want to give it to me, that's fine. If you don't, I don't care. Second of all,
Carolyn Cheek says 6 days. She ain't waiting 6 months.
I'm not going to be checking nobody's credit that like you said, I'm not going to be planning on being long term with. I'm not about to be going through all that either.
Okay.
Now, if we, have plans on doing something, then yeah, we got to see what's happening with the credit. I don't see why that's a big thing. I don't see why it's a big, huge, like, oh, don't ask about how much the credit is. Why not?
Danielle said credit should be checked once you establish monogamy.
Yep.
This is important. This is important because I don't know how a man puts a ring on your finger and you don't know his damn financial status.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, True Wisdom. True Wisdom, are you up here? Okay. I'm not sure why we don't have her. Go ahead, Miss Ty. Finish what you were saying. I was trying to bring her in, but she.
I don't know. I came in late. I was always late to class too. So don't hold it against me. It's just my black people time. Okay. So, I don't know what's all going on. I don't know what was your topics today. I just came in with the ready to love thing.
Oh, the other topics were Melody's name change ceremony. Her good friend, Dr. Shanita Foster, said that it was like a wedding, that she had a 4-page program and that she really knocked it out the park. She also said that Melody paid some zeros. She said there was zeros behind whatever the ceremony was, because she said it was not done by the show. She was like, it was an amazing event, and that anybody on the show who tries to hold an event, that's going to be the one to top, because there's no way that you can bring any event to the show and anybody take you seriously, basically, because of what Melody put on for her name changing
Well,
ceremony.
good for Melody. I'm proud that she was able to take her name back, and now she's considered Miss not Mrs. Miss
Ms.
Rogers.
Yeah,
So
Ms. Rogers.
congratulations for that, because baby, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's
Okay,
a lot.
what else? Because I
Then
want
we
to say
talk.
something about something else for that.
Okay, go ahead and say what else you wanted to say if you didn't hear the topic. Say.
So I never watched the Bell Collective. I decided to watch it from season 1 until not till now. Um, the Bell Collective girls brought it from season 1. I don't know why we don't talk about that a lot.
I talked about it on Sunday. I asked you guys if you wanted to talk about it. I said Glenn had lost his grandmother, and then he thought he was getting back together with Marie. He told her, basically, you act like now, ever since you started making money, you done changed. When
He
I was
sound
the
like he a
breadwinner,
little jealous though. That
it,
sound like a little jealousy
it
though.
was jealousy, but he said when I was making the money, I could do what I wanted to do, say what I wanted to say. Now all of a sudden you got self-respect. Where the hell this come from? That's how it sounded like to me. So that was one thing I thought was interesting. But I'm glad there's an audience for Bell Collective, because Bell Collective really is a good show. So I have been combining them, but I'll tell you what, I will definitely do a separate Bell Collective if this is what people want to talk about, because I love Bell Collective. I think it's
Yeah, they're
dope.
pretty good. They're pretty good. They've been bringing
Okay.
it since season 1. I like them.
Okay. And
But
we're going to start doing separate chats for Bell Collective and Love and Marriage, because those two have been getting connected. And Love and Marriage is on, its way down. I think we got 4 episodes left for the season.
okay, and the lady who was speaking before me, I can't see the name, but she was saying, well, y'all was discussing something about, I don't know, was it
Dania,
Martell bringing on his family?
so yeah, she said that Martell's brought on his brother, because we know that Melody is not having any one-on-ones with Martell. So it looks like he has brought on his brother, and he will be on Saturday's episode. So I think that's the first time we're going to see him on the show. We saw his
It's a
father
lot
and
of
his
them.
mother.
It's a lot of them bringing on their family members. They know that they can't do what they used to do.
Yeah,
Now
talk
they
about
got
your own business. Exactly.
Now
Hmm.
they have to scrape up some stories and bring these people they ain't probably talked to in months in.
Look, Cookie from the Shy said, when I was married, there was no such thing as credit scores. He was in the military, and I was the mother of his child. When he came home, we both started working at the same company. Okay. So it didn't apply for Cookie, but now we know we can look some things up, and you can do it for free. You can do Credit Karma. I just need to see what the hell you got going on. Okay. Okay. True Wisdom, can you hear me now? Still can't talk. I don't know what you've done to your mic, but we can't hear you. So I'm going to go to Cinnamon Swirl. Hey, Cinnamon Swirl.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
This your
I'm
first time
late.
up? Okay, that's okay.
Can you hear me? I'm late. But my question was, I heard you were talking about checking credit, and I work in the credit industry.
Okay.
Things have changed. You can't pull someone's credit report. It's illegal. Now you can do Credit Karma if they give you that information, but you're not able to really pull anything anymore.
So this is what we're talking about.
Okay.
There's a gentleman by the name of Rashid. If you ever watch Ready to Love, which is
Yeah.
a good show, I think they do 2 seasons a year.
Yeah.
Rashid and Simone from 3rd season. I believe they're in 7th season now. Rashid and this woman has been dating. January of this year, he proposed to her, and on Saturday, he made the announcement that they split, that the wedding is off, and he said it's because he is broke, that he has been living a fake lifestyle, fake Rolexes, fake diamond necklaces, and that this woman didn't know it. And she's an attorney, and I think she's very affluent. I don't remember which area they're from. Are they from Houston or Dallas or DC? Either way.
I think it was Houston, because I remember seeing that season when
Okay.
they were on Ready to Love. I think it is Houston.
It's Houston.
So,
Okay. So,
yeah, I think it is.
he has been putting on, they've been showing up at major events. They're as a celebrity, a reality TV show couple. And they've been doing platforms together as this reality TV show couple. They've been doing a lot. And so for me, when he said it, I was like, oh, that had to be very painful and embarrassing for her. Because for the last couple of years, this is what's been happening. And he said that he basically just ran it into the ground until he couldn't lie about it anymore. And so we're trying to figure out, how long do you date, whether it's male or female, or anybody, how long do you date these people before you figure out what it is they're actually working with financially? Because you can't put a ring on someone's finger and then say you're dead broke.
Right. Well, people do it every day, but she ignored the signs, in my opinion.
Okay.
I
What do you
believe
think
that
are the signs?
I think that she saw signs. If they were actually that close, you see signs of someone's lifestyle. Where do they live? Based on and the things that they're doing now. I know you said he was, putting it out like he was rich, but was he really? Was it more so her money? See, she knows more than we do. And so I think she needs to speak so we can find out the true story. Because I believe that she saw the signs and she ignored it.
I asked you guys this in my video yesterday. I said, how long do you think it'll be before she starts talking? Because as we are well aware, again, they have presented themselves as this couple from this show. They have been the representation of how we've matched these couples together. And unfortunately, we haven't seen anything. Hey, Tia Terry, for whatever reason, your device is not connected, so I can't actually bring you up. So I need you to go back out and come back in, okay? And then everybody else, I need you to mute because I can hear your the background noise. Okay. Did you have anything to say on the other topics? We talked about Kelvin Hunter basically losing all of his fortune. Apparently, Wendy's alimony checks was what was keeping him afloat, and now he hasn't had those in a year. He's going into foreclosure. He's selling off all of his fancy things, expensive cars, jewelry, and the mistress, the woman he had a baby with, who ended up breaking up his relationship with Wendy for good. She's left him as well. So
yeah,
anything to say about that?
It's his karma coming back to get him. He absolutely did Wendy wrong. You cheated on her. You left her for this other woman. You were living off of her, which is so wrong, taking care of this other woman and your new child. And now that money is gone. He's a bum. He deserves everything he gets. It's his karma coming from him. His karma is here. And he needs to be a responsible person, go out and get a job and stop living off of her money, because it's gone.
It's gone.
It's dried up, and he needs to go ahead and do what he has to do to take care of himself. What type of grown man will sit back and tell the whole world he has no self-respect, no self-esteem, because you lost everything and you're letting everybody know, oh, my ex-wife won't pay me my alimony. You're a bum. Get a job.
He was a bum in the relationship. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
He's still
please?
a bum.
Yes, ma'am.
How long do you feel entitled to somebody else's cash flow well, you can kind of call it your cash flow when you kind of like help them get to where they were. How long should one be entitled to reap the benefits?
This is what I think in regards to him. I think that he believed himself, and this happens a lot. He believed that he was responsible for Wendy's success. He believed because at the very beginning, they were doing some, whatever they were doing, and he was keeping her sauced up. So I think he believes I knew you win, and because I knew you win, and I protected you from everybody being a part of whatever, whether it was a network or executives, whomever, from getting all the way in your business and putting you on the street, even though Wendy had a talent. Wendy had a talent. She was the first. She pioneered a area of radio that nobody else has ever done. And everybody else has followed because of her, including Howard Stern. Did Howard Stern, was he first or after?
No, he was after.
He was after. So even that person, okay, who had
and he was worse than Wendy Williams. Let's be clear. He was
worse than Wendy Williams, and he tried to be an asshole just a couple of months ago, and he had to come out and apologize because he didn't even know what he was talking about. At the end of the day, that woman actually paved the road for everybody who gets out there and does that shock jock radio shit. That was her game first. So people, this is why, and I know I understand she might not always have supporters or followers, but she was the first, and now there's a whole crew of people, including Charlemagne the God and the rest, who get on their radio shows, say whatever they want to say without consequence.
They put him on. Wendy and Kelvin put Charlemagne,
exactly,
the devil, on.
You're 100. Listen, I don't like him either. So thank you for saying that. I don't like him either. He's done more damage than good.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Hey, Diana, can you hear me now?
I can. I can hear your dog.
Just
too.
Me and my dumb dog.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to put you on mute, but I can hear you now.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good now. You can put me on mute.
Okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Can I say something? I do not like when men, women, anyone try to take credit for another human being.
For their talent.
You can't take credit for her talent. That is God-given. That's something she earned and worked for. How dare he try to take credit for who she is and who she became? He had nothing to do with it. That was her hard work. Now, he ate off of her because that was her spouse. But how dare you? He reminds me too much of Martell Holt, where he's trying to take credit from Melody, and it's their God-given talent. So I say, you know what? Go away. That's why you are where you are right now with nothing, because you are nobody, and you're trying to ride on the coattails and try to say you gave her the talent and you did not. Stop trying to take credit for other people. Go away, live your life, be a grown man, and take care of yourself.
Now, wait a minute. Now, God-given talent, that comes with singing and having real God-given. Being a shock jockey, I don't consider that God-given talent.
But she was the one. I mean, you can call it what you want to call it, but it was
people
still
into that.
Right, but I don't think Kelvin did not earn what he got. I do not believe he did. And if he did earn some of it, he's already received that money. But he was so dirty about it.
This is what enough. I think he was
so dirty about it.
So
he was so dirty about it.
I'll say this both for Ty and Cinnamon. You can say it's God-given talent, or you can debate that. But what you can't debate is that it made a bunch of radio stations and television networks millions of dollars.
Yes,
millions.
Absolutely.
So that's what we can't take away from her, period. What she did when she sat in that chair, that purple chair, or whatever chair she sat in, made a whole group of people millions, and they did everything they can to replicate it. That's what we can't take away from her.
Definitely agree with that.
Okay.
And it's time, like I agree with her, it's time for him to get off the pot now, because you didn't had your fill with her money.
Okay, so let's talk to Kiki, because I got two other people waiting. I want to make sure I get all of y'all on. Hey, Kiki.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can. What are you doing?
Awesome. I'm so glad to see you're live. I love to be able to catch you. I didn't hear all of the topics. So, do you mind,
Well,
Diana, running them down? I'm
nope, we talked.
sorry.
No problem. We talked about Monique Samuel. She filed for divorce.
Yeah.
Her and Chris will be in court tomorrow. So it looks like they have had an uncoupling for the last couple of months, probably for the emotional and physical and, all those things for the kids, just to make sure they're okay. But they've done their uncoupling and now they are moving forward with divorcing. So we also talked about Melody and her party. We talked about, who else did we talk about? Kelvin Hunter. Apparently he is all the way broke. He is in dire straits and in need of some assistance. I brought up Rashid and Simone because that's another couple that has parted ways because Rashid is broke. It's really the men right now. And who else did we talk about? Who was the last person? I think it was Stevie J and Faith Evans. And I think he was also holding out for some sort of alimony or payment. And he just signed the paperwork, but that has been an ongoing fight for months, if I'm not mistaken, 6 or 7.
So I'll start with Kelvin Hunter. And I think that the problem and the misstep that he made is, I remember he said in an interview that he should have left Wendy a long time ago. He was just so in love with his side chick. I think that the problem is that he actually did himself more harm by being the way that he was when she decided to divorce him. Because in actuality, he was her manager. He knew that his lifestyle, his side chick came from Wendy's money. And I think it was areas of him that I own her. She would not be who she is. She would not be who she is without me. But at the end of the day, managers kind of need to understand the whole perspective. You're managing the talent, but it takes that person with that actual talent to be able to show profit from the loan or whatever. She won up every day.
Kiki, your mic.
And that, it's horrible. I might go off.
Your mic is, Kiki, your mic is toast. I can't hear you. I keep trying to mute you and I can't even mute you, but your mic is like, you're going in and out. You sound like you are in some sort of like tunnel and I can't really hear you. So I don't know if you can drop down and come back in, but I'm gonna go to True Wisdom and then you come back in, okay?
Okay. All right. No problem.
Okay. All right. True Wisdom, are you ready?
Yeah. Am I clear still?
You are fine now.
Perfect.
Okay.
Good afternoon to you and the panel. Thanks for having me up again. I think this is the second time of your channel.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's my StreamYard wasn't working because I'm in Mexico and something's going on. But I think I'm just gonna probably just do 2 quick comments on Monique and her husband and Rashid.
Okay.
I probably would have a difference in opinion with everybody else. It probably will be some people won't agree. But when I look at Rashid, let me start there. When I look at Rashid and what he did, and you look at the Martells and the Stevie J's and the Kevins and everybody else, what would you rather have? And I'm looking at it from this point of view, meaning would you want a cheater that had a baby on you, blatant about cheating, proud, no accountability, like an entitlement, like this is what I do, live with it, like Martell told Melody? Or would you have someone who just has poor money management skills, don't know how to manage money, may have a little other stuff going on mentally, but they've never cheated, they don't have an outside child, or didn't, none of that stuff. I personally, and I've been married 30 years, so this is, I believe in marriage, I believe in the unity and everything. I just think that society has come to the point where marriage is not a thing anymore. It's like a joke. And I believe that we have put our, what the word is, priorities in the wrong place. Yes, you would want someone that has the stability, financial backing. You don't want to marry a criminal. Obviously, you would want to have a background check and credit. But is that all the end all to be all to a marriage? Or is it someone that's maybe God-fearing? Because I would take a broke buster, God-fearing man any day. Because together we can work and make a empire, a legacy together. And I just think that if he's doing everything else right, and it's just about, oh, he lied about having all this debt, credit sucks, all that stuff, I think that's something you should be able to work with. But I think society, social media, we have this image that we want to portray to the world that I drive the... Sorry?
No, lying is a character flaw.
Come on.
No. Here, let me finish what I'm saying. It is a character flaw.
Wait a minute.
Sorry.
Before everybody goes forward, you said that you thought that that was something you could work with. You would be okay with a man lying for that long? Because that would have been 3 years that he kept that story up.
No, here's the thing. I'm not okay with lying, and lying is a character flaw. That's not what I'm saying. She should call him out on lying and all of that. But I'm saying if they can get past the lying, okay, I lied. I'm broke. I have $1 in the bank. My account is overdrawn. Can you get past that and say, okay, maybe he don't have all this money, but he's a good man with this other stuff that, to me, the cheating is way more important, or this man is God-fearing. Is that more a big of a deal to you than that? I just think.
Can I answer your question, please?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so look, all that might be fine and dandy. You came out the gate lying to me. It's the insistence of continually lying to me. You could have told me right after we got off the show. If you respect me and love me enough, tell it to me. Let me make my own decision. Don't let me find out. That's gonna piss me off.
Okay, but how did you know he lied to her out the gate? Because we don't know what Simone actually knew. Because as an attorney, and she actually be coming on dogging everybody else saying, oh, you better check the credit, you check this, you do this, you do that. And you're telling me she didn't do any of that. So how do we know what she knew? Is it that she knew some things and thought it was going to change, get better? You know, because some women just want to be married so bad that they'll overlook some things. We don't know.
I'm sorry. In the same case that you're telling me we don't know what she knew, exactly right. And we don't know what he said to her and how he made it look like she was, you know,
let's work with what we do know. Let's work with what we do know. What he actually said was, I lied to her. I had been lying from the first day, and then he gave a history of how the lying started. He said,
so he intentionally lied.
He said, I was in special ed classes. Did I lose somebody? He said, I was in special ed classes for all the way through my elementary career up until high school. And that's when I started. That's when he got into sports. And he was like, people started treating me different. And when I realized what that felt like, I started manipulating people to make them see me the way I wanted them to see me.
So he intentionally sinned and deceived, right? No, I can't forgive him. And no,
correct. But here's the thing.
And
would you take no, they're not married, so she have every right to leave. She's free to go. But here's the thing: do you want a Martel or do you want a Rashid? No, let me just finish. Right, let me just finish what I'm saying though. Do you want a Martel or do you want a Rashid? Martel is like total waste. Like it's nothing that can be done. Okay, but a Rashid, is there something that can be done? Is there some help?
Thing about that, realistic, there's more than Martel and Rashid out there, so don't limit my choices.
Yeah, but I'm just going based on Rashid. I'm not taking up for him. I'm just saying.
Neither. That's the answer.
Right,
neither.
but that's
nor
you.
The liar, nor
but
the
that
cheater.
Right, but that's you. So I'm saying, why did he lie? Is Simone considered someone that he felt he had to lie to keep her because he felt that he might not have been good enough to even have her? So was he scared? So was he scared of losing her? So he felt he had to lie. So what I'm saying is, I would just. If I had a choice, and like I said, August would make me 30 years. I got married young. But if I had a choice, I think a Rashid is easy to work with, fix up, clean up, whatever you got to do than a Martell. So I personally feel that a Rashid lying, it's out now. I think he said he freed himself. He's free. Okay. Now let's start over. Let me tell you something.
Can I ask you a question?
Wait, let me just finish my thought because I'm 51. I'm gonna forget what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Let me just
go ahead.
Who? Oh, so what I would say is this. When the question was asked about the lady, she's an attorney, and would she marry a bus driver? Let me say this. If a bus driver is a bus driver at that point in time in his life, and I'm an attorney, but one day that bus driver says, you know what, I'm going to own the bus company one day. That will motivate that motivation that he may have. I could bypass him being the bus driver. But when you have someone say, like the movie Coming America, I was on lettuce, soon I'll be on fries. No, heifer, you want to own the darn restaurant. Okay? So my thing would be is, if you're a bus driver, but one day in your mind, you have the motivation, the zeal, the ambition to own that company, I could walk with someone like that. That's why I'm saying, is he a good man in other things, but he just lied, trying to put up this front? I have these luxury cars, this, and I blame social media for a lot of these things because all these people be capping. It ain't just him. Sorry, go ahead.
This is what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it depends on your station and what age you are in life, because in my younger days, yeah, you meet somebody, you want to build with them, sure. But where I am right now, no, absolutely not. I don't have that kind of time. And I'm not even going to try to pretend like I do. I'm not doing it. That's for me. But when I was younger, if I'm 20 something, 30, and I don't know how old Rashid and Simone are, but
I think he was like 30. Is he 45? I think.
Okay, if he's 45, then that's a no. 45 is too old to lie about where you are financially, in my opinion.
But Diana, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Is it more financial for you? I'm just asking you, financial for you or a protector?
So y'all just not gonna let me answer my question.
Okay, sorry, just ask you.
All
so
right.
Go ahead. So for me, where I am right now in my life, and I'm married, but if I did not have a husband, I would want someone who was financially stable. I would want someone who was a protector, and I would want someone who could allow me to have freedom. I don't want to feel like I have to put in to take care of both of us. I can take care of me, and that's all I want. I don't want to have a can we build relationship. I want you to come already together.
Assembled.
Assembled.
Okay, so True Wisdom. Are
Sure.
you, if you don't mind, are you married to a motel type or a Rashid
No,
type?
sweetie. I've been married 30 years, God-fearing man. We are happily married. I've never had infidelity in my marriage. We got married young, grew up together. It's my best friend, so no.
So
I'm speaking, sorry? No, not a Rashid. My husband was a former law enforcement detective for 25 years, and now we're business owners. So no. So I'm talking from the point of view of single women. Like I have nieces, sisters who are still single, looking for this man that don't exist. So what I'm saying is I have a niece, she's a CPA. I have a niece that she's a doctor, and they want this man, that. They have to have this, they have to have that. I agree, all that great. But what if they don't have this and they don't have that? What are you willing to sacrifice, not sacrifice on? Is it throw the baby with the bathwater because he didn't have this thing? Or let me help him work on this thing. That's all I'm saying, because we complain that there are no good men out there and the men are this and that. But I don't know. This is just a conversation we're having. Is Rashid that bad in terms of other areas? And I guess we'll never know. Or is it just he lied about his finances because he got putting this front on up for Simone or whoever. And now that he freed himself, is it going to make him a better man?
So this is what did you watch the interview? Did you watch what he said on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. So for me, I'm going to say he needs to prove himself now.
Right. I agree.
He may have freed himself, but he needs to prove himself.
Prove himself.
Until he
Yes.
proves himself, I don't think that we can ask any of those questions, because you're not going to want to jump into that situation not knowing that he is serious about where he is in his life right now, right? He got a lot of stuff that he needs to do. And Simone walked away. She has not shared her side of the story. I'm hoping that she does. Because I think it's important that both sides. But if she doesn't, that's okay too. I think that she was really in love with him. And I think, unfortunately, I think when you go onto the show, and we've seen this with dating shows, you can get every red flag, but because you're on the show and you think that the show may have done their due diligence, you don't ask certain questions, or you pull back from certain things when you should really just be like, you know what, this isn't right. I'm going to pull out. So we don't know that part. And I also think that the show needs to come out and talk about whatever they need to. I mean, it has been some years, but at the same time, you put that couple on television in January and you let this man get on one knee to propose to her. So I would like to hear that conversation. Was he always this? Like, we need to know. So I agree with a lot of what you're saying. And I think that it's applicable for people that are a little younger. I was okay with building when I was younger. I was okay who had what I had, because I didn't have nothing. So there's nothing for me to, why am I going to demand that you have something if I have nothing? That's always been my opinion. But
did you watch that episode with them when they were both going through their credit report and their background checks, and she saw all those things? Those were red flags at that point.
No,
so that's why I'm trying. Sorry?
Okay. I said, no, I didn't see that. So I'm glad.
Yeah, they did a whole live where they exchanged each other's credit report and then they exchanged each other's background check. In that live, she saw a lot of red flags and I just felt so sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, see, she saw the red flags and she ignored it. She saw
correct.
I was almost
because
she saw it. Yes.
Because in that live, she said, wait, you have these student loans that much? What were you going to go be a doctor or something? And then he came up with a story for that. Then his score was like a 5 something. And then she even asked him, where's your house? I don't see it on here. That's because the house ain't in your darn name. So she saw some things, but that's what I'm saying. We don't know what she actually knew.
So you've brought some more information to the panel, and thank you for that, because I did not know.
Well, maybe he tried to get ahead of it before Simone.
Exactly. That's what I think he's doing. But regardless of all of that, that's why I'm saying, what did she actually know? Not that I'm, taking up for Rashid. It's not that. I'm just saying, okay, he sucks at 8 things. No, sorry, he's good at 8 things, sucks at 2. We throw him away.
What is that?
No, I'm just saying, I look at it as, like, I just always look at things as, I want my nieces, my sisters to have what I have. No marriage is perfect, but I've just never experienced infidelity in mine. But I'm just saying, I have a protector. I have a person that's God-fearing. I want that for my family and siblings. But when I see them and I talk to them and they be like, he better have this and he better have that and he better have that. I'm saying, okay, so what if he doesn't? Does it mean then you'll never get married? You'll never be with anyone? So I'm just saying, if a man is not cheating, he's still a protector. He may be not a good provider, but we can work together and help him get back on his feet. Do you throw the whole man away? That's the question I want to ask.
Okay. So I'm going to have you hold on that question. Okay. We got a couple more people waiting in the back.
Okay.
Tia Terry first. And then I have Kiki. Kiki, if you don't mind, I'm going to bring up Exquisite B and then go to you, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so first we're going to talk to Tia Terry. Tia, do you want to contribute to the current conversation or do you want to talk about something else?
Girl, no. At this point, my mind. And then I don't do a whole bunch of over talking, so that I almost dropped off 10 times just because I cannot stand.
Okay, girl. My bad. Okay, everybody mic up. Let Tia talk.
My goodness, that's too much. Because I want to hear everybody. You know what I mean? I want to hear everybody's opinion. But with the Rashid thing, I mean, she did bring some information to light, but then all she did was just introduce more questions, because if all that is in fact, and I follow them, that's how I knew she was really an attorney, because I follow on Instagram. So I don't remember that lie she's speaking about. So now I got to go back and do my research. But nevertheless, if that is the case, then something else extreme must have popped off for her to leave if she knows about that. So now it begs the question, okay, did you lie then? Are you coming out and fronting like this is what it is, but this is not really what it is? So oftentimes,
I said, Tia, and if you would have listened to my review when I gave it yesterday, my video, I literally said, is he getting in front of something?
Yeah.
And he came, because the way he was crying and wiping his nose, I was like, well, damn, what's happening?
Yeah. So if that's the case, then it's going to beg that question, because my thing is going with the first train of thought that she didn't know and going back to her question for me. And I'm on a lot of relationship platforms. This is a subject that I'm just really big on. I'm an established woman. And for me, how you show up is how I take you. If you show up and you telling me this and then I find out all that's a lie, it's a done deal for me. I am going to, like Mel say, God bless you on your journey. Maybe you'll get it right with the next one, but you're not going to get it right with me, because you've already broken that trust off the bat, and I cannot go back from that. See, the thing that happens, I think a lot of time, particularly with Black women, we have this settlement mindset that keeps being pushed on us. You need to settle. If they going to do this, will you take that? If they do this, no, I don't want none of it. I have my non-negotiables. I know the Lord God Almighty, and He knows what I desire, and He's going to give me my desire and my need. You get what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna do a live on that too. Struggle love. What is it that caused us to have these struggle love situations? Is it because we raised the Black men?
Some Black women.
Okay.
I think it's because what happens though, Dyana, is I always use my grandmother as an example, right? Yeah. My grandmother didn't have a job. So she had to stick with a lot of situations because she didn't have a job. So she couldn't leave. That's not my testimony. And I am not my ancestors. So I'm not going to sit here and be miserable in a marriage, settle for a man who at 40 some years old ain't got his finances together, because there's no excuse in 2023 for not having your finances in order. No, I'm not coming through. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this question. When did you start working? Did you start working because you saw your grandmother in a situation that maybe you didn't want yourself in?
So my mom was also killed. She was killed by her common law husband. So I'm a victim. My mom was a victim of domestic violence. So it's a combination of a lot of things. I think mostly it's because once you grow up, you have a responsibility to know better and do better. So when I think about what I want my life to be, one thing that my first lady used to teach us in church is you have to have your non-negotiables as women. And if you don't come to the table with your non-negotiables, then you're going to be like a ship without a sail and be tossed to and fro. So for me, I save room for grace for certain things. She talked about the bus driver situation. Yes, if a man is a bus driver, the one thing, I'm an entrepreneur, the one thing I could do is turn $10 into $100,000. I can do that. That's a talent. You know what I'm saying? But again, for me, it's about how you show up. The one thing I'm not going to do is a struggle love. There are certain things. And again, what my mom taught me with domestic violence is, you can't start excusing things. When I see a flag, I'm going to pay attention to that flag. I'm not going to sit up there and be like, oh, well, he didn't mean to do it. Because again, that's how you start getting that struggle love. Then you sleep with them. Then emotions is all attached. So with Simone, and I think this is the thing, the common denominator with a lot of these reality stars, especially with affluent women, you be thinking, like, even when Rashid came out, it didn't surprise me because, number one, a lot of people front on IG. A lot of people front on social media. So it really didn't surprise me at all. But it's like a common denominator with all of them that I start seeing a pattern with. And unfortunately, reality, as much as it is my what do you call it, my guilty pleasure, it really is almost to your demise, because whatever you have going on in your marriage is only going to be illuminated 10 times once you get on that television screen, and you got to clean up your stuff. And the thing about Melody, Wendy, all of them, even if we go over to Latasha Scott, what's happening with Escape with her husband, when you start mixing all of that together, man, it's going to be so difficult to hold the fibers of that marriage together, because you're going to be exposed and the pressure is going to come. And even with that, with the Kelvin, go ahead.
No, I said, yeah, like Latasha Scott, the way that was 6 episodes. 6 episodes. That's it. The way her relationship unraveled was insane.
It is. And even when you think about the Kelvin, I always say, like, I have my man now, he is not in my business. Like, I give advice from him. But when you start intertwining that together, think about it. Kelvin, Latasha husband, they all have the sense of entitlement. They didn't get their own jobs. Their job became their women. To me, that was just too much.
And mostly their women was the talent and knew what to do. Their job was telling their women what to do so that they can feel big.
Yeah.
Period.
And sometimes it's not even your spouse. Look at what happened with Beyonce and her father. Look at what happened in the Whitney documentary with her father. They became entitled to the talent of their children. Like, you just cannot mix that family and that business sometimes. But yeah, the thing with that I had other things to say, but I'm gonna keep my comments with that, because it really started burning me up when people started talking about women and struggle love and how we need to do this. No, women, you do not need to settle. Have your non-negotiables. If you have, and I don't believe in the shallow stuff, like he need to be this height, he need to be this dark skin, this light skin. But if you have negotiables and where your goals are in life, you petition God on what your thing is, and he will give you exactly what's on your list, because he gave me exactly what was on my list, and I did not have to settle. Because at 47 years ago, I don't have time to change no man diaper and put him back on the boob. I don't have.
Okay. All right, child. We're going to go to Exquisite B, okay? And then we're going to get to you, Kiki. Exquisite B, everybody else mic up.
Hello, lady. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you all hear me?
Welcome to the channel.
Thank you. Hi, can you all hear me?
I hear you great.
Okay. Piggybacking off of what she just said, that it had to be something else that popped off, because if you go back, you didn't get a chance to see the video, Diana, about when she pulled his credit report. She did see all the red flags, and she said a couple of very important things that I thought. She said, I thought you got somebody to help you work on your credit score. He said, I did. She goes, oh my. She drew back. The other thing she said was, well, we're going to have to come up with a financial plan for you. So I feel like something else has jumped off in between. And when he said he kept pushing her wedding dates back, you can't tell me that Simone knew that wasn't a red flag. I know she's seen it. And a lot of things, I feel like a lot of wheels have been turning behind the scene.
Okay.
A lot of stuff that we didn't get to see, a lot of stuff that we weren't present for.
I appreciate you guys telling me this. I really didn't know this, because I did watch the show. I loved that particular season. I didn't follow either one of them. And for whatever reason, I don't remember the credit score. I did not remember that, because I was like, well, the show, I'm going to have a problem with this show if they're not doing their background checks. But if they're making them see each other's stuff and they still are choosing to move forward, that's a different story.
No, Diana, it wasn't on the show. It was a personal. Yeah, it was personal.
It
on their live.
On
their live.
own platform, and they did it on their platform. Okay.
Correct.
Thank you. Thank you. I will go back and watch.
And that's why I said it's what Simone knew, what she was willing to put up with. She saw the red flags early. So if something else popped off, then that's a whole different story. But she saw the red flags early. He said he had a mortgage. It's not on your credit report. Where's the mortgage? She asked him. He had an excuse for that.
How long ago was this?
I just watched it about 3 days.
Hold on. What's that?
Okay.
What's that excuse?
The credit score part. The credit score report was a couple of months ago.
Correct.
Okay? Prior to their wedding date was April, so it was prior to that. Now it wasn't early on. That was too late in the game, because she had already moved in. She moved in with him. They ran the credit reports. Also, when she caught the other flag that his house nor the car was on his report, he bullcrapped the bullcrap answer when she said, "I didn't see it. I don't see it. Where is it?" Because it should have been on there. It had already been 90 days. That stuff applies to your credit report within 40.
Oh my gosh.
No, she didn't move in yet though. She didn't move in yet because remember when she said, "Why is your house not on here?" Then he had the story with, "Well, I just bought my house 3 months ago." So she didn't move in yet. At that time, the house was still
that
new.
house gets on that damn credit report immediately.
Immediately. And he said, "I just bought it 3 months ago. So that's why it's not on there." Duh. And then she asked him about.
Can I say something about that? I am in the mortgage industry. I'm actually a mortgage underwriter. My job title is I approve the mortgages. Your mortgage may take 4 months to show up. And the reason for that is that when you go to closing, depending on the date of closing, and then also they can do an interest credit at closing. So your first payment may not be due for 60 days to 90 days. Hold on. And then at that point, you still have to wait for the cycle to go through. So it could be 4 or 5 months before your mortgage does show up. So because in the mortgage profession, we know that we have a tool that we use that shows us, that will show us stuff immediately. So it can't, if he said if he said he purchased his home 3 months, he could be telling the truth about that.
Okay. No, because they've been together for years. At that point, they have been together for years, so that excuse is out the window.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, but we're only talking about when they looked at the credit report. He's only talking. The lady before was only talking about at the. That's what she's talking about. The credit report part.
I'm not talking about how long it's been. I'm referring to at what point did they pull the credit? And he said he had just purchased his house 3 months ago. That does make sense. That could be true.
Okay, so
absolutely.
I'm check your mic, Cinnamon Swirl, because it is going in and out. But I want to say this first off. You guys are the smartest Black women ever. Okay. I love talking to y'all. Literally, you guys are so smart. Thank y'all for even showing up and correcting stuff. I love it. I love it. Okay. I'm going to let you finish what you had to say, Exquisite. And then I'm going to go to the next person. I think I have Kiki up after you. Okay. Were you finished? Uh-oh. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. She's still talking. Nope.
Well, I want to say this. I agree. Is my mic okay now?
Your mic is fine.
Okay. I agree. I believe she saw the signs and she ignored them and she let it go on and on. And he got scared. A lot of men get scared. And I believe that he got scared because he knew she was financially secure and he was not going to be able to hold up his end. Right.
Yeah,
he got scared. And so by him he got afraid and he did the right thing. He absolutely did the right thing. He absolutely did. So, you know,
there's definitely more to the story. I'm hoping that we will get more details as it go along. He was crying. He said that he's hoping that he can mend whatever this is and they can get back together. But as you guys have pointed out, they've called out this wedding more than once or postponed it, pushed it to a different date more than once. And a lot of people, even though there were people that were rooting for them and hoping that they can get to the altar, there was just as many people who were saying this is never going to make it. Like people saw those flags on, watching from television. So.
And I don't think she's going to move forward with the wedding because I think it's more of an embarrassment for her at this point with her profession and what she does and how she tells people, make sure you check this and make sure you know this. I think at this point, it's more embarrassment for her. So even if he was to clean up whatever he needs to clean up and want her back, fight for her back or whatever, I don't know if she'd be willing to face social media and the critics and the comments about taking him back. That's unfortunate because like I said, he may be a good man with other things. That's all I was saying.
It's her life. She should not let if she really does love him and they can come back together. Now, of course, she should not take him back right away. What he needs to do is self-examine his life and then make the correct changes because credit, like I said, I've worked in credit since 1986. And I've been a mortgage underwriter since 1987. So I have seen thousands and thousands and thousands of credit reports. There's so much stuff that I know about a credit score. And it can change. You can change your score drastically in 60 days. Yeah. So, you should never take an individual and make it all about their credit score because that can be changed. It's more about the person
Yes, that's
the
what I was
person and
trying to
not the
say.
credit score. We are so
Exactly.
superficial that we put so much
Thank you.
credit on
Thank
superficial.
you.
I'll be 60 years old in August. This society puts so much on superficial things, and we need to
Thank
get
you.
away from that and get more into the
Credit
matter
is a
of the
big
heart
part of
and the person.
society.
So
No,
I'm
using
going.
and having
Okay,
credit
honey,
is a
let me
big
say
part of
something right now.
society.
I'm
Hold
saying
on one
this based
second.
on my experience, and what I'm saying based on what I have seen in my years of life. We live in a very superficial society. We really
Thank you,
do. It's
Cinnamon.
all about what you can drive
What you
and where
exactly what you have.
and the clothes on your back, and if you got a
Mhm.
Gucci bag and a Gucci belt. No, what I say is that where do you live? Do you own your home? Do you have stocks and bonds that you own? Forget all the superficial stuff. That's why I'm saying we live in a society that is very superficial. And it started with the rap game. You have these rappers pretending to have all this money. They got all these luxury cars, all this luxury jewelry. It's not about what's on your body, it's what's about in your bank account and
Before
what
we
you
get too far
own.
off topic, though, I think that a big element of this too is the fact that he admitted that we're not talking about. He admitted to being a narcissist,
He
and
did.
also
Okay.
the other thing is the background, his track record. Remember, he spoke about all the other women that he had did this to, and he has never sought therapy. That's the one thing you never heard him say. So a lot of times, and the thing is, I think narcissists get a bad rap because there are some people who have narcissistic tendency. They may even be on this panel right now. That doesn't mean they have a narcissistic personality disorder. So there are so many different levels to that. So the
That's
bottom line
true.
up front is when you start repeating behavior patterns, that is a problem. That's why I said I left my judgment off, because we don't know if he's just pulling one of his narcissistic stunts to try to spare himself just to go on to the next thing. And if you don't address the issue, acknowledge the issue and address it, you aren't bound to repeat the pattern. So that's the biggest thing, is he is a narcissist. And as we know, anybody who's ever dealt with a narcissist, they are big gaslighters. Look at
Yes,
Martell. We got one on Love and Marriage
absolutely.
Huntsville.
Yes, we're definitely revisiting this
Absolutely.
this conversation. But you guys, listen, we are getting later into the game. I think we've been on for a long time. I want to make sure that my mods can go feed their families and do so, because they are always so generous with their time. But you guys, I appreciate every single time you come up. Thank you to everybody who came up, was a new voice today, and even the ones who always come up. Okay, I love all of y'all. You guys are really smart, and it is always a good time for me to hear from all of you. Exquisite B, did I get everything from you? Because you had such a problem with your mic. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to cut us off here, but we're going to pick this conversation up again because there were several topics that we discussed here that we need to explore more of. Okay, but Ty, I have you because I'm going to do a members only tomorrow afternoon, and we can talk about some other things and bring this back to the public. And if you guys wanted to join my membership, you can. It's pinned. Well, might not be pinned anymore. You might have to go to the actual page when you open up your computer. Outside of that, you guys, I'm going to have you all drop down. This has been an amazing chat. I had no idea that we were going to take this conversation into as many places as it went. We ended up talking about Rashid and Simone at the end, and that seemed to be a very hot button topic. So we're going to keep our eyes on that conversation. But outside of that, every single one of you have been amazing. All of the people in the chat have been amazing. All of my mods have been amazing as always. Thank you guys for keeping the chat bumping over there. And yes, you guys, as always, I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Okay, so I will see you all tomorrow. I'll probably go live again tomorrow. I'm definitely doing a members only tomorrow, so if you'd like to join that, please do, because our last members only was amazing as well. We have great conversations, Black women who are doing amazing things, talking about amazing things. So I will see you all on the next one. Okay, bye bye.